How's it going? It's Tuesday, February 19th, 2013. You know what this is, Boone? Boone. I said Boone. The Harlem Shake.
Sorry.
Yes, the Harlem Shake.
Yeah.
You gonna do the Harlem Shake or what?
He has no idea.
Listen.
I swear to God, you would kiss my nutsack if you knew what I went through to make sure I was on the air. You'd really have a whole new appreciation for me. But anyway.
I don't know, Tim. The Harlem Shake, baby. All right, that's enough. What's up, man?
What was it? I couldn't tell what that was. What was that?
That's the. It's like you know what? I was gonna ask you. Everybody's doing this, man. It's like WWE came out with a video, TNA came out with a video.
What
the Harlem
everybody's doing the locomotion?
The Harlem Shake, they call it, dude.
Everybody's doing a brand new dance now.
Nah, dude.
Come on, baby, do the locomotion. Like that one, right?
Yo, it's called the Harlem Shake, right? And it's like everybody, they dress up in stupid costumes. I honestly don't know what it is.
It's the new Gangnam Style fucking, what's that one dance called? Macarena, Locomotive.
But I don't think there's any dance. Like there's no moves. You just kind of throw.
What is it? I'm lost still. Is it a song?
I'm asking you. I'm asking the people that know.
Dude, I have no connection to pop culture. Like as far as you're concerned, I live in a cave for
right,
last month.
Right,
I don't know anything.
but you know about the Macarena, and you know that's a dance,
yeah,
right?
Because that was 10 years ago. Yeah, I've been in the cave for 10 years.
Right.
I've been in the cave for like a month.
But this is like a dance where people dress up in stupid costumes. That, from what I gather, and everybody's putting these things up on YouTube, right? Everybody's putting these videos up on YouTube. It's just people that are flapping their arms up and down, and you know.
Like a chicken dance?
Like, no, there's no dance, bro. It's just it's you flap your arms up and down, and you go with it. I guess, dude. I don't know. You know, I thought.
Hey, can I ask you a question? We're like,
before you do,
right off the top here, I'll admit I'm drunk as shit. But why are we talking about dancing and videos? How do we get on this? I don't. We're on the air, right?
Well, I can change topics.
I'll interrupt you because you interrupted me with music. I said we're on the air, right? Like we're talking about chicken dancing, and I don't know. Are we on the air?
Yeah, it's 8:05. It's 8:05 on a Tuesday night. We're live.
Yeah, sometimes you gotta like finish shaving your nuts or whatever the fuck you do. But you know, it makes us a couple minutes late every once in a while. I never know.
Well, I got a different topic that we can talk about before we get into pro wrestling. You know, last week we opened it up.
Your freshly shaven nuts? You're gonna talk about something besides your freshly shaven ball bag?
How would you know if my ball bag was shaven or not? Anyways. You wouldn't know.
Well, I just got them saying that's why we were late, because you were shaving your ball bag. You got to go with the made-up storyline there.
We're not late. We came on right at 8 o'clock Eastern time, motherfucker. What are you talking about?
Well, it's 8:05, and we're talking about ball bags and dancing like chickens and shit. I figured maybe we're not on the air yet, but we are.
We're live, baby, live!
Oh! Yeah.
Yeah, so check it out. I got another story for you before we move on.
Okay.
Last week we came on here and we had big breaking news, right? Christopher Dorner, right? The dude, he's up in the cabin and the cabin's on fire.
Oh, this fucking
yeah,
guy.
we don't know if this guy's alive or dead. Well, anyways, they found his charred out body the next day, and it turned out to be him. So you know they brought down the security and everything else.
So he barbecued himself.
Well, no, he shot himself. He committed suicide. You know, once police threw in grenade.
Yeah, you had guessed that. You said, I bet. And I said, well, maybe, you were right. No shit.
Yeah, so anyway, so when police threw they set the house on fire, and then he said, all right, the fire's getting way too close to me, dude, and then took a shotgun blast to his head and took himself out. So anyways, we'll get off that. He's dead, and everybody's good to go, right? So this morning, we go back to Los Angeles, all right, Southern California, once again, down by Big Bear, right? And we got a guy. And at about 4:45 this morning, a man in his 20s executed at least one of his victims, right? Basically, what happened is this, all right? About 4:45 a.m., a guy carjacks a vehicle on the near I-5 on the Costa Mesa freeway, right? So he carjacks a vehicle, right? And he drives and he gets on the freeway. He turns up the exit ramp. He gets on the freeway. He gets out of the car and he starts firing at random vehicles that are just driving down the freeway. Right? Random people, doesn't matter, right? So as traffic comes to a crawl, because you would think that people would speed up. The guy's fucking shooting like crazy, right? Anyways, traffic comes to a crawl, and he orders a guy out of one vehicle, and he orders them to go over to the side of the road. So as the guy walks over to the side of the road, they get to the shoulder, boom, executes him, kills him right there. Carjacks his vehicle, then drives about. He kills him, man. Then at about 2-3 miles up the road, cops eventually located the car that he was in, and he just pulled over to the side of the road and shot himself. He killed himself. So.
I was gonna say, if he was still alive, I would hope. After killing that guy, I could see stealing the guy's car. You're on the run, you're trying not to get killed.
Yeah.
You just gotta do what you gotta do. You didn't need to kill that guy. You could have taken his car. I was gonna say, if he didn't kill himself, I hope when the cops caught him, they gave him a good dressing down. You know what I mean?
Well,
they gave him a good dressing down.
Well,
hey, how you don't do that? That's mean. And hit him on the wrist or something.
Well, I mean, this guy.
By the way, let me ask you a question before you get all hyper and back into the story.
No. Let me ask you something. Wait. Why are you?
It's a question about Big Bear, buddy.
Okay.
Big Bear. I'm watching the UFC primetime on Ronda Rousey.
Yeah.
Fights this weekend.
Yeah.
Debut UFC first women's fight. And if you haven't seen it, I'm telling you right now, it's like. Forget fighting.
Get to the point. Get to the point. Go. Well,
okay,
yes.
I'll build it up later. But yeah, she's in Big Bear, and that thing it's filmed live. Like that's the whole point of primetime is it's up to date. So they just showed her like this past week at Big Bear. Like when did all this shit happen with this fucking guy at Big Bear?
Well, what do you think? They shut down Big Bear just because the guy's up there murdering?
No,
people are gonna go about the.
It would fucking worthy a mention. No. Like, yo, by the way, there's this fucking madman killing people while training. You mention it.
No, he's dead. It's over. What are you drinking tonight, by the way? What are you on? You're
on
some.
I'm drunk. I admitted I'm drunk. All right, well, here's two things. Okay, they got the tall boys? They got 2 4-packs of Bud Ice on a deal. And those are 5.5% I'm looking at on the can. But earlier today, they have this brand new drink. You know how you get natural ice, natural light, natural whatever, and they call it Natty Light, Natty. Well, now they got something called Natty Daddy. It's a brand new beer. It's called Natty Daddy, and they sell 4-packs of the tall boys, and that's 8% alcohol.
Well, it's the same brand from Natty Ice, right? It's just a different.
Yeah, it'd be like Pepsi. Yeah, it'd be like Pepsi Zero or Pepsi, like one of those new kinds. But it's more alcohol than the other kinds.
Is that the shit? Is that the shit where you could go out and you get like a 12-pack for like $4, like the Milwaukee's Beast, dude?
It's not the Beast. It's not the Beast. It's not Milwaukee's Best, but it's like the next rung down. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Hey, you know what I found today? Before we get in, because we got to talk about Elimination Chamber. It is a wrestling show, we got to talk about Elimination Chamber, and then.
Dude, I want it so bad. I did the pay-per-view. I did the play-by-play. I had to go to a friend's house. It was a whole. Don't even ask. But I didn't see. I have no idea what happened on Raw last night, and I was trying the same way I tried to get the pay-per-view done. I was trying to get to a TV to watch Raw because I figured this is the beginning of the Wrestlemania shit with the Raw. I wanted to see it. So I'm completely in the dark. I'm actually looking forward to the Raw recap this week.
Yeah, so anyways, we're going to talk about Raw, dude. We're going to talk about Elimination Chamber, but I'm going through old files today, right? And I found the old WZR radio theme song, bro. I found it.
Which one? Let me hear it.
Oh, you know what? Your voice has changed. I mean, it's like 10 years ago, but you still would have been...
Is it the one that ends with... you know what I mean?
Yeah, and that's why I don't really want to play it because it brings that up.
Nobody cares. Nobody cares.
All right, well, listen, dude, but your voice has changed, so I wanted to ask you, bro, what did you hit puberty at, like 22, 23? Because it's only what?
Well,
what are you, 20?
I'm 28.
28.
28. When we started, I was 18. Actually, I was 16. I was 16. Yeah, because it's been 12 years. So yeah, it's bad. I was 16. Maybe my nuts weren't all the way down.
No, it wasn't. No. It wasn't 10 years ago. That was probably more like 7 or 8 years ago. So I'm thinking, all right, he's got to be like 20, 21.
All right. if we're being honest, I was probably high as fuck. I was drunk as fuck.
No, there's some. No. This is a different Boone. Listen to the sound of this. All right, let me play. All right.
WrestleZone Radio starts now.
That's not me.
No.
WrestleZone Radio.
Every week I try and tell you, don't tell people we're reading from a show file.
Live, baby, live, WrestleZone Radio.
Yeah, anybody who has a computer should know that, I think.
With your hosts, Matt Boone and Ryan Clark.
Are you too, Rooney Poo?
That would make me mad.
Hey!
Dude waiting in the wings for me to end this speech. It's Ryan Clark.
What up, brother?
Join us in the live chat room at WZRradio.com or call into the show at 540-551-4869.
Tuesday night, WrestleZone Radio. Ryan Clark, my Boone. You don't get no better than this.
Did you say Mike?
Yeah, I effed up the Matt part, bro.
Yeah. And they put it in the fucking intro. So what dumbass was doing our production back then? Probably me. Yeah. You know what's funny about that is, like, you're about to play a theme song, and I'm, like, thinking of the 20 different theme songs we've had. I'm like, which one's he going to play? I don't even remember that one.
Right?
What do you think of that?
I think I sound the same, dude. I mean, I hate my voice. I can't stand my voice.
I sound the same. Yeah, I get the same jerk-off voice.
No, you sound a little bit more like you put some bass in that voice. There's something different about it. I can't figure it out what it is with you.
You mean I got bass in my voice now, or I had bass in my voice then?
No, you got bass in your voice now, and back then you were kind of like, hey, Matt Boone and Ryan Clark, hey, you know, yeah, you know.
Do you want to know why? Listen, we're on the radio, we preach honesty, right?
Yeah.
One night, me and Alton Clark, we sat in this...
Oh, Jesus, here he goes.
Me and Alton Clark...
Here he goes. You know, this...
Me and Alton Clark laid the hammock together, and next thing you know, my voice sounds like this. We always
Hey!
Oh,
that's the good one. Let's give him a golf clap. Thank you. Yay! That's the good one, motherfucker. Anyway, so listen, this is what we're going to do tonight. We got to talk Elimination Chamber from this past Sunday night. I'm going to run that down. We'll talk a little bit about Raw from last night. The big news is Jack Swagger has got a push. He's got this gimmick, man. We talked about it last week. He's got this anti-immigrant gimmick, and Dutch Mantel is the guy that, you know, is basically his mouthpiece, his talker. So we're going to get into that. WWE's already taken a lot of flack from that. Alex Jones came out today. You knew that was coming, especially after Jerry Lawler and Michael Cole called them out on Raw last night. And then Scott Hall, man. DDP, you know what he's done for Jake Roberts. Jake Roberts was in really, really rough shape, and he looks great right now. Basically,
Jake
what happened...
Roberts got DDP into the business. A little history lesson for those kiddies out there.
Yep.
And if you're about to talk about Scott Hall, DDP got Scott Hall into the business. So where's this story going with that?
Well, basically what happened is a couple of weeks ago, you know, Jake's been... Basically, DDP's got, you know, DDP Yoga, and it's really taken off. It's been successful for a lot of different people. And
he loves preaching about that shit.
He's got something called, you know, he calls it the accountability crib, and basically Jake Roberts came to DDP's house, and DDP told him, listen, I can help you out, man, we'll do the yoga. And at one point, I mean, just a couple of months ago, Jake Roberts couldn't lift his arm over his head, you know, and he had drinking issues, alcohol issues, and everything else. Jake Roberts came into the accountability house, and he has made leaps and bounds. He's been sober for over 60 days. So a couple of weeks ago, about 2 weeks ago, Jake Roberts and DDP, you know, they recorded a video, they put it on YouTube, they called up Scott Hall, and Scott picked up the phone and basically pled with them, said, I'm dying, man, I'm dying, I don't want to die, I don't want this, I'm drinking vodka for breakfast, da-da-da-da-da-da, and,
this is a hard subject.
I mean,
Right,
it was pretty difficult. I mean, you guys, everybody in the chat room saw that. I put it up on Facebook, I put it up on the main websites, and DDP and Jake,
I don't want to die, that's a toughie.
Basically pleaded with him, please, Scott, please come and we can help you, man, we can help you out. And, you know, Scott finally said, all right, dude, I'll fucking be there. But he was tanked, man, and you could tell that he was tanked. So nobody knew. Everybody said, well, is Scott just saying that because he's drunk? You know what I mean? Da-da-da-da-da-da. Well, it turns out that last night, DDP and Jake Roberts went to the Atlanta airport, and Scott did take a flight. He arrived. They picked him up. They put a photo up. Jake Roberts and DDP both tweeted a photo of the three of them. Scott doesn't look good. You know, he's in a wheelchair. He can't walk. He's a mess, you know. But the fact is
why would they take a picture? Like what? Well, you know what I mean? Everything was so wholesome.
No.
Like good friends.
You know why?
Like why take a picture to update the fans on what they're doing? Like
wait. No. There's a reason behind it. When Jake Roberts first.
Would you Facebook a picture of me in a wheelchair if you were helping me, dude?
You know
my problem. Would you do that?
You know what? Here's you gotta know the backstory. Basically, what DDP does is, as soon as people arrive to the accountability crib, he takes a photo or he takes a video of them, and you get to see them at their absolute worst. And then 30 days or 60 days or 90 days later, there's going to be another video. And
yeah, but okay, can I interrupt you real quick? And then you can say, but that's if they seek you out for help. They're seeking Scott Hall out to help him. Why be like, hey, can we help you real quick? Let's take a picture, and then let's help you. You know what I mean? Like, if he came to him, that's one. You know what I mean? Does that make sense?
So many fans, when we put that video up on the website, so many fans were saying, please, Scott, please go and do this, man. Go and
that's what I mean. It's not a public thing. Why put that on the internet? I don't understand.
It's for progress, bro. Because when Scott Hall looks back on it in a couple of months from now,
force yourself to go through it.
No. When he looks back on it, man, he's gonna see everybody in the chat room saying the progress that he's made, man. When he first arrived, he was in a wheelchair. He couldn't do anything.
Like, if you're going through it and it's like if you want to force yourself to get better, sometimes you got to put yourself where you're on the edge of a cliff.
Do you know?
Fucking fire burning on your ass.
Do you know how many fans, when they saw that photo on Twitter last night, do you know how many fans probably cried? Dude, that shit almost brought tears to my eyes. Shit almost brought tears to my eyes to say that, you know what, man, Scott's arrived, bro. Scott's here. Scott's doing it, man. He wants it. You know what I mean? He's here. And that's all they wanted to show. DDP and Jake Roberts. I have nothing wrong with him tweeting out a photo. I think it should have been done, dude. Of course, man. Show that he's there, that he's willing to do it.
What's going on? Because otherwise, it seems like you're making a fucking story out of helping somebody. You know, you're either helping somebody or you're trying to get attention, one or the other. You know what I mean? And if you're an addict, you would, especially if you're in Scott Hall's position, if you're an addict, you would look at it from, is this guy really looking out for my best interest, or is he trying to get his own little fucking yoga shit? You know what I mean? You would think that. That would go through your head if you're an addict. You'd be like, is he really worried about me? Or is he trying to get his dumb thing off the ground and I'm a wrestling celebrity that he knows? You know what I mean?
Dude, but if he wasn't worried about him, he would have never called him in the first place. He would have never offered to help him in the first place.
I'm doing devil's advocate. I'm saying if I'm Scott Hall, but he went for it, so he obviously knows. And if you hear Scott Hall talk about DDP in these shoot interviews, you can tell there's a lot of real legitimate love there. Like, this guy really fucking made me who I am. You know what I mean?
If you know how many people DDP has helped, bro, and have seen the videos that he's put, it's awesome. It's awesome, dude. He's saving.
I was just watching a shoot interview of his the other day. Oh, wow, I'm slurring. He put me in a rehab.
You are a mess. You are a mess tonight, dude. I gotta give it up to you, dude. You are a fucking wreck.
I'll give it to you right now. If you want, like, a lot of what makes our show honest is a lot of what. Holy shit. Yeah. A lot of what makes our show good is being honest, right? If you want to get into it, I'm telling you right now, don't open that can of worms. But just let me drink a couple beers, bust those shows this week, because I'm on the fucking edge right now, man. Well, I'm on the fucking edge.
Well, all right. So since you're drunk, dude, and you know, sometimes you get drunk and you dance a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Hey! It's a party! It's a party! You dancing over there, buddy? You all right?
I'm sitting on the floor still, but no, I'm not dancing. Come on.
Yeah, that's another thing. Before we get into, we gotta get into Elimination Chamber. That's what people are here for. They're here for pro wrestling, not to hear me and you bullshit. But anyways, so what's the deal, dude? I went back, I looked at the galleries yesterday. January 28th is your last gallery on WZROnline.com. Congratulations.
Listen, God, I wish you could hear my everyday. Like, look, I'll just give you a little viewfinder into what it just had. Like, about an hour ago, me and my sister in the parking lot of this apartment complex, and me saying I'll go live with a drug dealer in fucking Orange Park and laugh. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so we're getting to that point. But yeah, I don't want to talk to it. But anyways.
Yes, well, there's some, you know.
I'm being you. Let me put it this way. You ever seen the movie you don't watch movies. You ever seen Django Unchained? That new movie with all the controversy?
No, I've heard about it though.
Yeah. Anyways, there's this one scene, and he says, "Yo, you and your nigga. I guess he's the eyeballs and you're the billfold, right?" So they're trying to buy these, basically the equivalent of UFC fighters back in the slave days. So they're trying to buy these guys, and the rich white guy is the guy that pays for them, and the black slave is the guy that can tell who's good and who's what. You know what I mean? So the white guy says, "You're the eyeballs, you're the billfold," right? Well, let's put it this way: where I'm living right now, I'm the billfold.
Ouch. Ouch, ouch, ouch.
Yeah.
Well,
and my billfold isn't that full, so it's not a good position for me to have. You know.
Well, alrighty then. Thanks for the great news. You know?
I was trying to put it in perspective. You know?
So, anyways, let's get back into it. Let's get the plugs out of the way. Then we're gonna run down Elimination Chamber. We're gonna talk Monday Night Raw. Talk a little bit more about Scott Hall, the Jack Swagger stuff that's been going on there too. Talk about all that. It's snowing outside here in Albany too, man. We got some snow here tonight. Anyways, they're saying the weekend too. We're supposed to get a big storm. The official website of WZR Radio, WZROnline.com. We are on Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube as well. Facebook.com/WZR Army. Go to WZROnline.com. Social media tab. Top navigation bar. Fucked it up this week, man. WZROnline.com. You can get all the links. Just go there. The official website of WZR Radio, WZROnline.com. And our live chat. Lots and lots of people in there, as always, tonight. WZROnline.com. /chat. WZROnline.com/chat. Get there. Lots and lots of people, as always, tonight. How many people in the room tonight? What do we got? Over 60 people, so it's a good turnout tonight, man.
Tonight was supposed to be the night I was supposed to be back in the chat room. I woke up today, I thought that's what was going to happen. So you can understand my frustration right now. But yeah, anyways, it was funny to hear you do the plug just now, and you're not a Seinfeld, right? You don't get any of the references I do jokes because you don't watch TV or movies. But there's a Seinfeld reference that would kill right now. The way you read the plug, it was like it was just one episode where they discovered that if you make muffins, but if you rip the top off, the people love the top of the muffins, right? Nobody wants the stumps. Nobody eats the stumps of the muffins. There's no flavor there. So they named the store Top of the Muffin to You. But there's this exclamation point, and she has a real problem with punctuation. So she tells the boss, "It's not top of the morning to you." And he says, "No, it is. It's top of the morning to you." And you were like, "Yo, we're at WZROnline.com." You know what I mean? It's the same thing.
Fucking great story, brother. Great story. Love it. Get out of here.
You were talking shit before I got to the culmination, scumbag.
Yo, listen. Here we go. We had the Elimination Chamber pay-per-view. God, thank God for the sober dude carrying the show tonight. You know what I'm saying, bro? Jesus.
Oh, it would be worse, believe me.
Man, oh man. So anyways, well, drink your pain away. You know what I'm saying? That's what people do. Drink the pain away, you know?
You know that song, "Fuck the Pain Away." Fuck the pain away. What's that? Yeah.
All right, so we had Elimination Chamber on Sunday night. They opened it up, man. They hyped up a pre-show. It was Brodus Clay, Tenzai against Cody Rhodes and Damian Sandow. Rhodes and Sandow came out. They basically said that due to the popular demand of social media, everybody's been saying they want the Rhodes Scholars to get back together, this, that, and the other thing. And it was basically, I mean, they're still a split-up tag team, but they came out and it was a comedy match, dude. You've got Brodus Clay and Tenzai, two big fat guys, that have teamed up. By the way, Brodus Clay's doing DDP yoga too, and has lost a lot of weight. He's been putting some photos up on Twitter where he's had a pretty big weight loss. I mean, it's not very visible on TV at this point, but he's lost a lot of pounds. So, anyways, we had what happened? Yeah, big fat guys. Anyways, Clay and Denzel used they basically sandwiched Sandow in the middle, and then Cody Rhodes came up. They hit a double splash on Cody Rhodes for the pin. They kicked off the pay-per-view, man, with, I mean, there weren't many matches because you've got the Elimination Chamber match, which you knew was going to go about 30 minutes, and then you had the main event, which was Rock and John Cena, which was going to be given, probably another 25, 30 minutes. But Del Rio and Big Show kicked it off for the World Heavyweight title. Del Rio won clean here with an armbar submission. The problem here was there was a huge botch. Tell that Jamie Rush to shut the fuck up. Yeah.
Jamie Rush, he said, shut the fuck up.
No, emphasize it. Emphasize it. Emphasize it. No. Say. Oh no, Jamie Rush.
No, I can't do that on the air.
No, you can't. Jamie Rush, shut the fuck up.
Socks with sandals, what are you saying?
Socks and sandals. Oh, socks and sandals. She brings up a socks and sandals. That's so good. Good, I'm bored. Get the fuck off this show.
He said socks with sandals. That's fucking great.
Get out of here. She said socks and sandals. That's her only comeback. Come on,
right? That's funny.
Oh my god, that's almost like my Legion of Doom joke. What a rush, Jamie. What a rush. It's horrible. It's terrible.
Actually, no, you get more credit because yours is wrestling related. I don't know anybody that wears flip-flops and socks in WWE, so
well,
you get a little credit.
Yeah, we were just talking about fat people, right? Tenzai and Brodus Clay, right? Talking about the fat people. I mean, shit, bring Jamie Rush on here again.
Sister?
Fuck, get her back
Have you
on.
seen my sister recently?
I don't care to see your sister. Never. I don't care.
You probably feel stupid. You probably feel pretty stupid right now.
Well, that's what crack does, bro. You know what I'm saying? I mean, you smoke the crack, dude. You lose the weight.
There's no crack. You got 3 children. There's no crack.
All right, dude. She came on. She started it. She was in the background. She was making noise. I told her to shut the fuck up. So listen.
She's in the background, sleeping in her own home. How dare she?
So listen, man. We got listen. I wear sandals and socks out in the winter. There can be 10 inches of snow out there. I still got my sandals and socks on because they're comfortable. I feel I don't like wearing shoes. I don't wear shoes, man. I don't do it. You know what I'm saying? I don't do it.
But it snows up there, dude. It snows up there. I don't think you got a pair of winter boots if your life's dependent on it. What do you wear when it snows?
No, you know what? I had my shoes out in the hallway, and they kept putting notices on the door. You know, move the furniture out of the hallway. I went out there about a week ago, and all my furniture. Well, the furniture I brought inside, but my shoes and a couple other things, they threw them in the trash, dude. So I don't have any shoes anymore. But they took my shoes because they were outside the door. The warning never said. I got the warning. Hold on a second, and then we'll get back into Elimination Chamber. Wait a minute.
While you're looking for that,
I gotta find it.
I would never stop punching that person in the face because I put my shoes outside here, so I took some dog shit. But they never threw them away. The dog shit stayed on them, and eventually had to clean it. But I put them on back for like 2 days, so I took some dog poop.
I can't find it, but it didn't say anything about shoes, dude. Aren't you supposed to put your shoes outside the door before you walk into somebody's house? You know what I'm saying? They threw my fucking shoes out, dude. So, anyways.
Really, you got that? Are you one of those jerk offs?
Why?
All right, we could be honest, right? We're on the radio. You smoke weed, right?
You know what? I haven't smoked. This is the God's honest truth, dude. I used to smoke pot all the time, dude. I think the last time I smoked pot was probably. I'm being straight up honest with you, dude. Probably 4 months ago.
Okay, no, that's cool. No, I'm not even cornering you into a corner to like.
No, I'm being straight.
What I'm asking you is, it's the people that bother me that they smoke weed regularly, but they will smoke that in their house, the weed. But if they smoke cigarettes, they will make themselves go outside to smoke cigarettes. I don't understand that shit. It's
Rygow, you know what? Rygow in the chat, the last time I came to New York City, Rygow, I'm being honest, Rygow brought a blunt. And we smoked it. We walked on the streets. We walked up the streets in New York City last time I was there, before or after dinner, one of the two, and I smoked with him. And I think that's the last time I've smoked pot, man. I haven't smoked pot in a long, long time, you know. So.
But do you know the people I'm talking about that they will openly smoke weed in their house, but they will make you smoke a cigarette outside?
Yeah, no, I know, I understand.
Stupid.
That.
It's fucking weird.
Anyways.
If you're a cigarette smoker and you make yourself smoke 3 packs a day outside, like, what the fuck is that? Like, if I work online, which I do, there's no way. Like, I did the pay-per-view the other night at a friend's house. I had to fucking, it took me like 5 hours to find a place to fucking do it. So I finally find a place to do the pay-per-view. I get there. Within 10 minutes of doing the play-by-play, I can't smoke inside at this place. So I'm like, oh, fuck me, man. I gotta do play-by-play, and I gotta go outside every time I'm not gonna have time to smoke a cigarette. I'm gonna come back in and be like 2 matches behind, you know what I mean?
Yes. So, about that Elimination Chamber pay-per-view on Sunday night.
You know what I mean, asshole.
About that Sunday night elimination. They're bitching in the chat, man. They want wrestling. You know what I'm trying to give them wrestling. I'm trying.
Every week. Tell them to fucking suck on their fucking bottle nipple.
Oh, Jesus. See, now you're turning heel on them all, dude. Now, Jesus Christ. But you know what? You guys gotta realize this. Boone's gonna come back next week, man, and he's probably gonna be sick. He probably won't be drinking next week. week. Ooh, actually,
No,
yeah.
I'll be fine.
So anyways, he's going to come back next week, and he's going to be like, dude, really? I don't even remember last week, bro. I don't even remember being here last week. Really? I guarantee you come on here next week and say, I don't even remember it, dude. I don't even remember it.
Isn't that part of the fun though? It's like it's like a 2-hour. Let's see how Ryan babysits Boone. Fucking.
It is when
so
you
it
when
might
you.
not be informative wrestling wise, but it's still entertaining.
All right,
Let's be honest.
all right, so back to entertaining, dude. The Alberto Del Rio and Big Show. They kicked off the pay-per-view, dude. It was for the World Heavyweight title, right? The big news here, it was Del Rio. What a botch, man. He was supposed to do, I think it was an Insigiri. Ricardo Rodriguez was out there, and he had a bucket.
Again?
Ricardo Rodriguez was out.
No, the Insigiri. Say that again.
Insigiri?
Okay, you got it. Fuck off.
So anyways, hey, I think he was supposed to do an Insigiri into the bucket, into the Big Show's head, and he totally blew it, and then went right back into it for a second time. But everybody knew you fucked it up the first time, so that when he did it the second time, it was like, oh man, dude, tried to save it, and then
wait, are you talking about Raw or the pay-per-view?
The pay-per-view.
I guess either way, it's live, so they have to redo it. Like SmackDown, what happens would be they would fuck it up so bad that Vince would say, fuck that, go back out there, and they would literally go out and redo it, you know what I mean, and then just retape it.
Yeah.
But the one question I have to ask you with the Del Rio thing, because I've seen TV off and on bits and pieces. I'll be honest, I haven't seen a lot, and believe me, I want to, especially with Wrestlemania coming up. But with Del Rio. Are they doing like a big Mexican tour in the future? Soon?
No.
Like, why are they trying to babyface this guy so hard? Nobody wants it?
Hold off on this. Hold off on that for about 5 minutes until I get to another match during the pay-per-view, and then we're going to come back to this. But there's a reason. So Del Rio eventually wound up, he put in the, I think he won via armbar, right? Yeah, put the armbar.
Arm breaker, they call it. It's so stupid. Arm breaker.
Arm breaker, armbar, whatever.
It's an armbar. You're right.
So Del Rio retains and goes on. He's basically a babyface now. He's still got the World Heavyweight title. The next match on the show was Antonio Cesaro against The Miz for the U.S. title. Basically, the idea here was Antonio Cesaro, for almost the entire match, just completely dominated, man. And I'm thinking, all right, Cesaro's dominating, and the announcers are hyping up. The announcers are hyping it up. There's no way Miz is coming back. And the finish here was horrible. I mean, Miz came back, right? Miz is getting killed the entire match. Miz comes back, and as he's about to I forget what he was about to. He was about to DDT him, and as he DDT'd him, he hit an elbow to the midsection, and the referee disqualified him. So the referee disqualified Miz over an accidental low blow, is what it turned out to be.
Oh, like an elbow to the kidneys or something? Like what?
Like an accident. It was accidental, but he still got disqualified anyways, right? So after the match was up,
was it blatant in the sense that you could tell he just hit him low, or was it like
no? Cesaro tripped him up. It was like a trip or almost into a DDT. Cesaro tripped him up, and as Miz was falling down, his knee landed in the groin of Cesaro, and the referee caught it and said, "That's it. This is disqualified."
Well, that spot you just built up that spot. It looked perfect in my head, but ultimately timed out. Did it look legitimate when it was happening, or was it like, what the fuck are they doing?
No, it didn't. You're right. It looked like the match should have been, it looked like a DQ. But that wasn't.
I understand. I can't fix it. I'm going off your description.
But that wasn't the idea. The idea was that it was an accidental low blow. So after the match was over, Miz was like, "What the fuck, dude? I didn't mean to do that." And then he said, well, fuck it, the match is over, and Cesaro still got the title, and then low-blowed him just for the hell of it and said, fuck it, dude, I already lost the match, I'm not getting the title. Boom, here you go.
Miz low-blowed Cesaro?
After the match was over, just to say, fuck it.
Wow,
now, this,
maybe...
It was basically, it was basically accidental during the match, and then after the Miz got disqualified for it, he said, well, fuck it, dude, this is what a real one looks like. This is what a real disqualification should look like. Boom.
Here's the conundrum I have.
Yeah.
It sounds very clean and normal, and it sounds like it makes sense coming out of your mouth. But if I'm watching that, is that the idea they're trying to convey? Like, I already lost. Fuck it, let's just fucking get one up. Was it that kind of thing? Like, let's have the babyface still not show his
I
ass.
can't.
Let's have the babyface still be on top.
It was a horrible finish, bro. It was a terrible, terrible finish. If you're watching, you'd be like, "Are you serious? Are you kidding me with this?" You know. So it was like that.
Yeah, I was gonna say that about the Del Rio push and the Miz push. Both of those guys are so clearly heels, like natural heels, like
right.
the kind of people that a group of people will just look at those people and be like, "I don't like you." You know what I mean?
Yeah.
No matter what, they're gonna. That's the general consensus. You put those two human beings in front of an audience of people, and the audience of people is gonna be like, they're gonna reject them. They're gonna be like, I don't like this fucking guy.
Yeah.
So play into that. Make him a bad guy.
No, but no. Cesaro is so over as a heel that people hate him. So when Miz did that after the match, I mean, Miz isn't gonna get any heat for that. People hate Cesaro. People are gonna cheer Miz for doing it because they hate him so much, dude. He comes out and does that stupid.
Yeah, but that's where they're going to their go-to heels to try and get their babyface over. But the babyface isn't over. You know what I mean? Like Miz is not over as a babyface. They're still trying to get it. I haven't seen TV in like 3 or 4 weeks, but when I did, it was so painfully obvious that this is a guy that's trying to transition from heel to babyface. They're giving him a whole fucking TV segment to do it, the Miz TV, whatever the fuck that is. You know what I mean? It's like they're trying so hard to force feed everybody, hey, we like this guy.
No. Nobody
likes that guy. Don't make him like him.
No, I disagree, man. People hate Cesaro so much, so that when Miz did that after the match, people were like, "Fuck yeah, dude! That's what I'm talking about, dude." Yeah.
You know what? You could be right because I didn't see it, so it could be like, "Oh, thankfully this guy saved the day from this fucking guy." You know, it could be something like that.
I mean, when somebody's over as a big time heel like Cesaro is, not a main event heel of any caliber, but you want to see him get hit right in the balls, and that's exactly what happened, dude. After the match was over, boom, I'm fucking hitting you in the balls and light, you know, and the crowd popped for it. It was just, the finish was horrible. We had the SmackDown Elimination Chamber match. It was Chris Jericho, Randy Orton, Mark Henry, Daniel Bryan, Kane, and Jack Swagger. It came down.
What do you think of what they just chose to do here?
Look at you. He doesn't listen. This is mood. He doesn't watch the pay-per-view. So this is his way of going, so what'd you think of the match, Ryan? I didn't see the pay-per-view. This is your...
The decision to put Swagger over. I mean, I didn't see the match, but I'm covering it, like, via text.
Yeah,
so while I'm covering it, I'm like, wow, this guy just came back, and they're putting him over, and they're putting him in this main event program. Like, wow, what's going on here? You know what I mean? This
is why I had you wait. So it came down to the SmackDown Elimination Chamber match. Came down to Orton, Jericho, and Swagger. Right? 3 guys that are great. I mean, say what you want about Swagger, but the guy's an All-American, wrestling champion. You know what I mean?
Can I interrupt you for a second? And if you see Orton, Jericho, Swagger as the last 3.
Yeah.
If you're picking 2 out of the 3 to win, who are you picking? Jericho or Orton. You're not picking Swagger.
No, you're not. You're not thinking Swagger's going to win at all, right?
Exactly.
So when Mark Henry was eliminated, because Mark Henry was in there, he was in the Final 4. He went back in and basically gave all 3 of them, Jericho, Swagger, and Randy Orton, a World's Strongest Slam. And then Booker T, Teddy Long, and about 5 referees came out and basically told him, "Listen, get out of the cage, dude. You've already, you've been pinned, you've been eliminated. Get out of the cage." So they went about 8 to 10 more minutes with a lot of near falls, man, and then Randy Orton went and hit an RKO on Chris Jericho. And as he did that, Jack Swagger came up, schoolboyed Orton as he was going for the pin, and won the match. And everybody was like, "Oh my God, Jack Swagger, are you kidding me?" We told you guys a couple of months ago that Jack Swagger was being taken off TV, and they were going to bring him back with a big push. Now, the idea behind this is Jack Swagger comes back, and he comes back with Dutch Mantel. All right, and he's got an anti-immigration gimmick, okay? Anti-immigration gimmick. We have Alberto Del Rio, who's a Mexican champion, who also retained in the opening match. You see where they're going with this? Jack Swagger, an All-American American, Alberto Del Rio, a Mexican, Jack Swagger's gimmick based around immigrants crossing the border, Del Rio from Mexico crossing the border, coming over to America, da-da-da-da-da. You see where they're going with this?
Did it take this long for you to see where they're going? Like, I understood last week it was going to be pretty obvious. It was fucking
you asked.
Mantel's going to be the racist. He's going to be the racist mouthpiece for Swagger, who's a repackaged fucking badass. And their goal is to fuck over this world champion who happens to have a Hispanic heritage. You know what I mean? It was all laid out the first week. If you really paid attention.
Okay, but about 10 minutes ago, you asked me why they're going with an Alberto Del Rio babyface turn, and I'm giving you the answer. I'm giving you the answer.
Even under this storyline. I'm sorry to interrupt you, but even then, I still don't understand it. I don't understand why that would be the babyface arc. Hold on.
Did you just say you're sorry to interrupt me? Did he just say? Did this motherfucker just say I'm sorry to interrupt you? What are you kidding me, bro?
Did you hear what I just said?
No, I heard I'm sorry to interrupt you, dude. That's the fucking line of the night right there.
I'll recap for you. Listen, you'll be proud of me, because believe me, I'm fucking pissed right now, and I'm gritting my teeth and trying not to.
Oh, yeah, get it. Tell us.
She said,
oh, yeah.
I have her lighter. I said, do you need a lighter? She said, yeah. I said, are you guys fighting out there? Because if you listen, the baby's screaming as hell right now. I'm trying to do a show without hearing that.
Oh, yeah.
Fucking
Vet, boom, vet. Come on.
So she comes in and she says, can I get a lighter? Yeah. I said, can you shut your fucking kid up?
Get it.
And she said, she's fighting. I said, well, can you go fucking outside and fight, please? You know, I can't hear my fucking co-host.
Oh, you mad, bro? You mad, bro? Get it.
I'm fucking very mad, yeah.
Oh, man.
Dude, have you ever done a radio show in front of an audience where they're fighting and, like, you can't, you know what I mean?
Yeah, it's fucking beautiful. It makes for
There's
great
no way
radio.
to fucking concentrate on what you're talking about. The Rock said that. I don't give a fuck what The Rock said.
You need to
go fucking jumping, you know.
You need to get internet at some point during this week, so that when we put the archive online, I want you to go back and listen to this show, dude. I just want you to go back and listen to it before we come on here next Tuesday night, dude. It's a beautiful thing.
Yeah, this show's probably bad. I'll agree with you on that one. The previous shows I've been on, right? I haven't drank any other show except for this one, so.
All right,
but
so
there was no week around it. There was no way around it this week. It was like if you would call me after the show, I'll tell you what's financially going on. You'd be like, yo, you're getting fucking. You'd be like, get out of there.
Yeah,
but
well, there's
pretty much no way. There's pretty much no way to get out of here.
No, I'm thinking about like the first time listeners tonight who are probably like, what the fuck are we listening to right now? What is going on right now? They're probably thinking. You know, I mean, everybody in the chat room knows that when Boom gets a little bit tipsy, they know.
Yeah, our regular fans know what this is. You're trying to, that makes sense.
That's what I'm saying. Robbie Crazy Roller, he says the first time listeners are gone. They were gone long ago. A long time ago, dude. About 2 minutes into the show, they were on it. No, we're good, man. It makes for entertaining radio. Some people, we've always been a mix, man. We do the personal life. We bring that stuff in. We do the wrestling. Yeah. We talk about it all the time.
Sometimes life's good. Sometimes life isn't. You know?
No, it's good, bro. It's good.
No, it isn't.
Yeah, well, it's making for a good show. I'm telling you. It's a decent show.
Yeah, we got a good show. Let's rock and roll.
All right, so anyways, we got back to.
Sound very enthusiastic. Let's talk about wrestling.
So we got an hour and 15 more minutes of this shindig, dude. I got to deal with you for another hour and 15 minutes.
I'm good. That shouldn't have happened just now. I'm sorry.
All right, so anyways, we got so that's where they're going, dude. It's Del Rio. He's playing the babyface role. Jack Swagger is playing the heel role with the immigrant thing. And by the way, Zeb Coulter is Dutch Mantel's name that they, ring name or gimmick name that they've given him. He is gold in his promos, man. It is racist. I'll be honest with you. You know what it is? It's a shot at the Tea Party. You've got the Democrats. You've got the Republicans.
Tea Party?
No, they brought back the Tea Party. If you know anything about politics, you've got the Republican side, you've got the Democrat side, and then you've got the Tea Party. That they just basically, and the liberal too. You're right. I forgot about them. But they brought the Tea Party back just a couple of years ago, and brought it back.
Did they really?
Yeah. They brought this back, and it's basically Linda McMahon, right? She's a Republican, right? She's in the red. She's always been red.
She's rich.
Right. Yeah, but this is Vince's way of, and that anti-immigration, and that Vince is into politics, man. Linda's into politics. Vince is into politics. This is Vince's way of basically saying, fuck the media, fuck the Tea Party. I'm going after him. I'm going after him with a storyline, and this is how we're gonna do it, man. And all the promos. Who do you think is writing those promos, man? Who do you think is writing those promos for Zeb Coulter? I guarantee you, word for word, it's Vince McMahon.
No, he doesn't write word for word. I'm sure he approves what he reads word for word. I'm sure somebody hands him a promo and says this is his racist shit word for word, and Vince says, you know that laugh he does? That's a good one. You know what I mean? Like that kind of shit. But at the same time, I'm sure he's got his fingerprint on enough stuff to where he knows, like, yo, I'm kind of pushing, but he always pictures himself as a Saturday Night Live writer or something. Like, he pictures his program as Saturday Night Live. I remember it was a couple years ago, there was something going on with the, what was it, the Super Bowl in the NFL, and they had like Trish like be naked with a black guy backstage, and Vince walked like because it counterparted to the Super Bowl commercials that they were doing at the time. Like he pictures himself as Lorne Michaels.
Vince, I'm telling.
Let's be fun.
I'm telling
be
you.
Funny this week. We'll do funny, and then when you see him do funny, it's like. There's nothing funny about that.
Vince is racist, bro. There's always been people have always and sexist. You're right. People have always accused him of being that. And here's the problem, man. And people say, well, wait a minute.
Jump on my fucking throat. You're gonna be happy I interrupted you. Because you're gonna want to jump down my throat, and quite frankly, if you choose to do so, I'll let you. If you choose to do so, I'll let you.
Yeah.
Vince McMahon. Lawsuit. You know what? I might back off because you're gonna be kissing my nutsack if I actually go through with this. Because you're gonna be like, wow, finally on the air.
Would you get to the fucking story, dude? Get to the point. Get to the point. Yes.
I was about to say it.
Yes. We've been ready for the last 5 fucking minutes, dude. Get to the point.
Vince McMahon, Pat Patterson, foot fetish. They got some weirdo shit where they would fuck with guys' feet. And then they would get a lawsuit against them.
Yo.
There's a whole, this is all documented. I can show you fucking texts for days reading this shit. Like court judges, like re-describing what happened and shit. Like it's a legitimate case. It's insane. Pat Patterson's a freak. He's gay. You know what I mean? And Vince McMahon's got these fetishes and shit.
Yeah.
They fuck with newcomers and they fucking get sued like by Sable. They get sued by like you know what I mean? Like these people, oh, I'm not gonna take this sexual harassment. And anybody fucks with anybody's body, they're gonna be like, yo, well, fuck you, I need money.
Yeah.
So that's what the fuck's going on there.
So, anyways, getting back to the point of Vince being a racist, somehow this big point that I was gonna see, I was gonna feed into it. It has nothing to do. It has nothing to do with the racist thing that I was talking. You went into a whole foot fetish thing, and I'm talking about a racist thing.
Sexual, everything. It was the steroid trial of his life. Like he was Dr. Solorian, all that shit. If you know your wrestling history, you know this story.
Vader.
He was gonna go to jail forever. He was wearing a neck brace. He was gonna go to jail for his whole life.
Vaderman 89 in the chat room says, Ryan, what is Boone talking about? I have no fucking idea, brother. I have no idea.
It was I'm just apologize because you don't know your history, motherfucker.
No, listen, I don't know, dude. He's always been. And people would say, well, Vince McMahon is a racist. Why does he have black people, like a Titus O'Neil or a Mark Henry or somebody like that on the current roster? If you look at any organization, whether it be a newsroom, whether it be a TMZ newsroom, CNN newsroom, there's always going to be a mix of white, black, Latinos, da-da-da-da. It's the same thing in WWE. If Vince had an all-white roster, people would automatically throw a fit and say, well, wait a minute, it's a sign, and he doesn't want to be outright, so of course he's going to have some African-American wrestlers on the current roster, and he does.
Name that, alright, real quick, name the top African-American wrestler in WWE, and what's his gimmick? What's his storyline?
At the current time?
Forget The Rock, forget the current time. Who is the top African-American athlete in World Wrestling Entertainment, and what's his gimmick?
Right now, it would have to be Mark Henry over on SmackDown. There's
because he's the strongest guy, right?
He's the world's strongest man, and
that's coincidental. He could be just as white doing that storyline. You know what I mean? Like, it's not like there is a racism thing with WWE. If you really want to get into that subject, there's a whole fucking window we haven't even opened.
No, I know
my history. I could spill it for you right now.
I want to get back to Elimination Chamber.
You're right. Go ahead. I don't want to get off topic. Is my point. That's what I'm saying. Vince McMahon is a known racist. He's a known sexist. He's a known fucking piece of shit. You know what I mean? Like, he's a scumbag businessman. But if he makes money, he's gonna do it.
You are a beautiful piece of work, dude. You are. You're just
Can I have a hug?
You are. You can have 2 hugs, bro. You are a beautiful fucking piece of work, brother. I love you to death. You ain't getting no kiss on the cheeks, motherfucker. You get out of here. You ain't getting no kiss on the cheeks from me, dude. Get out of here.
I got a beer pit so bad. Let's do 10 more minutes.
All right, 10 more minutes. I need a break, dude. That's what I need. I need a break.
From
All
me?
right, from you, dude. Yeah, from you.
I didn't know I was that bad. I can tell as I'm doing it that I'm being annoying. So let's finish.
Look at the Rock 212-08-008. Oh my God, Boone, will you shut the hell up? They love it. Though. They love it. No, they love it. You ain't got. You can get to our live chat room, WZROnline.com.
I'm sorry.
.com/chat. WZROnline.com/chat. You gotta wait till I'm finished. Jesus Christ, dude.
I apologize for I have a pint of brew in me this week. Children, you know what I mean?
Man,
I'm sorry,
dude.
I apologize.
And I got water here. I got water on side. Can I take it here?
I got Bud Ice earlier. It was Natty Daddy. It was a new beer they just invented that I just saw. Natty Daddy.
So back to Elimination Chamber. The next match after the SmackDown Chamber match, there was only one Chamber match. We had thought that the following match, John Cena, Sheamus, and Ryback teaming up against Seth Rollins, Dean Ambrose, and Roman Reigns. Yeah, the Shield. We had thought, Ryback sent out a couple tweets earlier in the week and said that it was going to be a Chamber match, and then he went and he changed those tweets, and then WWE.com had an article up, and they said it was going to be in the Chamber. They eventually edited that article, and it turned out just to be a regular match, but you got to give it up for the Shield. I mean, they haven't had a match on Raw last night. Well, they had a match on Raw last night, but up until then, they hadn't had a match on any WWE television, only pay-per-views. But, God, they stole the show again here, man. This was a great, great match. And, you know what? We talked about it last week, man. They put the Shield over three of WWE's top guys right now, John Cena, Sheamus, and Ryback. They put the Shield over. And I thought it was the right decision, man. That was the right way to do it. If
I was gonna say they've had how many pay-per-view main events? 3, I want to say.
2 or 3, yeah.
2 or 3. They came out through the crowd for all of them, so they're not WWE guys, quote unquote. I mean, to the casual fan, it's like these are outsiders coming in and taking what's mine. You know what I mean? So they had 2 or 3 pay-per-views like that. They win against WWE's top guys. You know what I mean? It's so clearly obvious that Triple H is behind the Shield because they get a chance. How many new guys do you see coming into WWE on the top level get a chance? Like, I'm not even talking about Sheamus. Like, Sheamus was Triple H's workout boy, and it took him a couple of years before he was like, okay, we'll let him into our warm embrace as a top guy.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But the Shield, it's like, these guys are brand new. We don't know shit about them. You're force-feeding us to them, but guess what? It tastes good. The force feeding you're doing tastes good because you're doing it right.
Yes.
You're doing the fucking, they're coming through the arena. You're doing we don't know what their goal is. Why are they doing what they're doing? We don't know. Let's keep tuning in to find out. Everything with the Shield, perfect. It's like the end of the deal if they didn't fuck it up. You know what I mean? It's very interesting to see where it'll go from here.
No, that's
especially with WrestleMania coming up.
That's the smartest thing you've said all show, man. They have done a tremendous job with building this group up. Dean Ambrose is clearly the star in the matches.
He's clearly the show. The spotlight is clearly on that guy.
Yeah.
Like even if it isn't, like let's put it this way. Let's say the spotlight is on all 3 of you guys tonight. Go out and do your best. Dean Ambrose is the guy that's soaking that shit up more than the other 2. You know what I mean? He's the guy that's saying, I'm going to make the most of this shit. You know what I mean?
Seth Rollins would be number 2. He just doesn't have it. I mean, he's a decent promo cutter as of right now. He'll get better, no doubt.
He's more of a worker than a promo.
Roman Reigns, who reminds me a lot of Scott Hall, man, just with the accent that he has and, the tall build and the long hair. But he's very, very green, dude. You could see that where even every time the camera would pan over to somebody like Roman Reigns, they would shoot right back to wherever Dean Ambrose or Seth Rollins was because they know that they're the better workers of the group,
Well, they've also, Dean Ambrose and Tyler Rollins, they also have those 2, like if you compare Roman Reigns to this, those 2 have like the X factor. Like there's that something special about them where you want to see them, and you can't even put your finger on why. Like they'll do a promo or they'll do a match and you'll be like, that was awesome. But you can't, when it's over, you can't look at it in retrospect and be like, it was awesome because of X, Y, and Z. You'll just look at it and be like, yo, that was fucking awesome. That's the kind of talent that they are.
Our chat room traffic has not dropped at all, dude. We've actually gone up by a couple of people. So we're doing good tonight,
Well,
Doug.
let's plug the fucking chat room because I got to take a piss like you wouldn't believe. Let's plug the chat room.
We're out of here in 5 minutes. We got to go to a break and then we'll come back. We got to somehow talk about Raw. We'll give you the high points and the low points. We're going to be taking the live phone calls as well. be afraid if you're calling tonight. I'm warning you guys ahead of time. I got Boone on here. If you're I got a drunk Boone on here tonight. If you're calling in hour number 2, I'm giving you a farewell. I'll be a nice guy, man. I'm sober. Everything's good to go. But I got a drunk Boone on here, so you've been warned, man. You've been warned. I'm playing with you. Anyways, we had Shield goes over clean here in a really, really good match, man. It was awesome. Dean Ambrose was definitely the star of the match. Dolph Ziggler, who wasn't even booked for the pay-per-view, he comes out. He's in his ring gear, so you know something's going to happen, right? He's not.
Yeah, what did you think about this? He wasn't booked, and then they did this. What did you think of this?
Well, they teased him cashing in on Raw last night once again, dude, but it didn't come to...
See? I didn't know that. God damn it.
Yeah, they teased him. But so he comes out and basically says, you know, he's the most gifted athlete in the history of wrestling, you know, bitches and moans about not being on the pay-per-view. Booker T comes out and sets up a match. It's going to take place right now, and it's Dolph Ziggler against Kofi Kingston. There you go, no doubt. We had Ziggler won. It only went about 4 minutes, man, but, you know, Ziggler got the win with a zigzag, and then after it was over, Big E Langston came in, right? Big E Langston comes in, and he hits his finisher on Kofi Kingston.
He did his full heel thing,
yeah, everybody knew he was already a heel, dude, but he comes out and he hits his finisher, right? He hits his finisher, all right, which is supposed to be, oh shit, dude, he hit his finisher. And nobody knew what his finisher was up until this point. So the crowd starts chanting. The crowd starts chanting one more time, and I'm thinking Vince has got to be.
Yeah, they're
Vince,
conditioned to understand that
I'm thinking,
done move.
Right, I'm thinking Vince has got to be in the back saying that was his fucking finisher. What do you mean one more? What do you mean one more time?
One more time, you dumb fuck. That was.
You know, but anyways, so they'll get that over eventually. We had then you had the filler match. It was Caitlyn and Tamina Snuka versus the Divas title. This really isn't even worth talking about, man.
That was truly a bridge match. I haven't seen a bridge match in a long time, and I remember while I was covering the pay-per-view thinking, all right, I don't know why I thought this, but like there's either one more chamber match left or the Rock match, and that's it. And there was never no one more chamber match. I was just straight up wrong about that. But they kept delaying the Rock match, and I was wondering why. And then I realized, because Rock probably can't go 40 minutes, so they needed Tamina Snuka match. They need a fucking this match. They needed that match. You know, a comedy match to burn some time.
Yeah, it was bad, man. The crowd wasn't into it. I mean, after a great match.
But did you notice that? I'm sorry to interrupt you. Did you notice that with the?
You did it again. You did it again. You did it again. I'm sorry to interrupt you. Get the fuck. You ain't sorry for nothing, motherfucker. I'm sorry. You ain't sorry. You ain't sorry.
No, but I was gonna say, because me and you both cover so many pay-per-views. Have you ever noticed? Like I noticed. Point blank, and I don't even do play-by-play right now, as far as what I make a living off of. Like, I noticed during the pay-per-view, like, oh shit, they're like buying time. Like, this match is a little bit longer because they got The Rock left. This match is a little bit unimportant because they got The Rock left. Could you see the booking of a whole show?
I'm seeing, you know what I'm saying? I'm seeing the booking at WZR Radio, and it's 8:59, and we still got to get to the main event. So, speaking of the main event, The Rock against CM Punk for the WWE title, and it it was a good lead. And you were talking about The Rock, you were talking about CM Punk. You know what I'm saying?
But the match was boring. Like the outcome, I thought, unless I missed something, it was like typical.
No, it was, I mean...
Go ahead, run it down. What happened?
No, they had, Rock, I mean, Punk had most of the offense in the match, dude, and then, they changed, they had the stipulation, if Rock got disqualified or counted out, Punk would give him the title. There was one spot where they teased that Rock hit the rock bottom on the Spanish announce table, and it didn't break. Which that was a nasty looking spot, and then
really?
Rock
always happens to The Rock. That's funny.
Right. Rock beat the 10 count, got back in, and then there was a bunch of ref bumps here, man. I think there were 2 or 3 different ref bumps. The finish of the match saw Paul Heyman was up on the apron and he was holding The Rock, and Punk went, right before this, Punk had asked for the belt because The Rock was down and out. So Punk said to Heyman, "Go get me the belt." Heyman goes, gets the belt, gives it to Punk, and Heyman gets on the apron, holds The Rock, and then as Punk's about to go for the belt shot, you know what happened. The Rock ducks. CM Punk hits Heyman with the belt, and then The Rock hit the rock bottom, and I think it was Mike Chioda came back in and made the 3. So Rock retained. You knew that was happening. Rock was going to retain, and then they really followed it up
I
big.
knew that was happening. I don't know if you did.
Well, you knew that The Rock was going to retain because he's going into WrestleMania with the WWE title, and then of course he's going to lose.
I've been saying that for months.
Right.
Agreed.
Right. Well, I disagreed. Now that he's got the title, you know he's going to WrestleMania with it. You know what I'm saying?
Now the things are going exactly how I said. I agree with you. Yeah. Okay.
No, you did. You did call it. You did call it. You're right. You're absolutely right, dude. But I mean, Rock's going to go into WrestleMania with the title. You know, Rock's leaving.
He's going to lose it at WrestleMania.
At WrestleMania, or they may pull a swerve where he retains it at WrestleMania, and then the following night on Raw, they could do it there. You know what I mean? But I agree. It'll probably change hands.
If you want.
No. I agree. I agree. Yeah, I agree. That's. I mean, Rock beat Cena at WrestleMania last year, so what better way?
Payback.
You know, it's payback, man. Cena beats Rock at the same place for the same title.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. It works out, you know. But you never know with WWE. They could pull a swerve. They still got Rock the following night on Raw.
They should. To be honest, they should. It shouldn't be like, oh, this is what everybody's expecting, so let's do this.
Yeah.
It's like, well, who cares what everybody's expecting? It's like, what will make money? If
Right.
everybody will make money, we'll do this. That should be what we should do. It shouldn't be like, well, everybody's expecting this, so let's do that.
Yeah.
Throw them off. Who gives a fuck if they expect it or they don't expect it? If it translates to money, that should be your only job. That should be it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. No. And you're right. And speaking of money.
Yo. Chad Gaspard and
Yeah, buddy. All right, we're going to break, guys. We're going to break. We'll come back in about 5 or 10 minutes and go piss, go do your thing. We're going to break. We'll see you guys later. We're coming back in 5 minutes. You're listening to WZR Radio with Matt Boone and Ryan Clark. We'll be back right after this. Rapid fire. Go to my Facebook. Facebook.com/Ryan Clark. Boone's got me all confused tonight, guys. Facebook.com/Ryan Clark WZR. I will go and put this up right now. Facebook.com/Ryan Clark WZR. And man, Boone's not here right now, so I can talk to you guys. But good Lord, what is going on tonight, man? What is going on? Anyways, we're going to break. We'll be back in about 5 or 10 minutes. And go to my Facebook, submit the rapid fire questions, and we'll be back in a couple of minutes. How drunk he is. He's not even here. He hung up during the break. What are you doing, brother?
I was going to ask you one direct question.
I was going to fucking... I'm trying to play the...
Listen. I just want a yes or no.
Okay.
By the end of the night,
yeah.
Do you have intentions of fucking me?
By the end of the night, do I have intentions of fucking you?
Correct.
What?
Because if I'm you, I wouldn't be putting up with me right now. Not unless I plan on fucking you by the end of the night. I'd be like, yo, get this fucking annoying piece of shit. You know what I mean? This is my way of apologizing. By the way.
When you say by the end of the night, do I have intentions of fucking you?
Yeah,
I mean that's
because I was thinking.
No.
Right.
That sounds like me sticking a dick in your ass or something. Like fucking.
Yeah, I was asking if you wanted to put a dick in my ass because in my head I was like, when I put up with this amount of if the situation was reversed and you were drunk and I was sober and I really loved the radio show and I'm like, yo, this is our fucking one time a week to shine.
But wait a minute. I'm not.
You think that way, and I'm thinking if things were reversed, would I be mad at Ryan right now? Would I be like, yo, motherfucker, how hard is it not to drink beer for fucking 2 different hours on a one night a week? You know what I mean? Could you fucking wait till after the show to drink your beer? I'm thinking that in my head, and I'm like, oh shit, he should probably be pissed at me right now.
Well,
there's pretty much no excuse for what I'm doing right now. Like, it's just, I can't take it. I'm a big fucking pussy, and I'm succumbing to fucking let me feel better-ness. You know what I mean?
Well, no. To answer your question.
Yes, you do know what I mean. You know what I mean because you've been there.
All right.
Don't pretend you ain't been there because we're on the radio. Me and you have been there both.
But you asked the question and let me answer it.
Okay, you're right. Go ahead.
And let me answer. Let me give you an answer.
Yes, sir.
Number one, I'm not fucking any dude because I'm not gay. That's number one.
Who said you're fucking a dude?
You said by the end of the night, do you have intentions of fucking me? No, I don't.
No.
Hell no, motherfucker. Hell no.
I can tell by your tone of voice that you're clearly trying to fuck with me because you know I'm drunk. That's all I meant. I don't know what I said, but whatever.
All right. So, well, to answer your question, I think what you meant to say is by the end of the night, do you have intentions of fucking me over? As in, like, dude,
No,
you're
I
like
meant,
you're a
do you have
like.
intentions of putting your dick in my ass? Do you have intentions of having sexual intercourse with me?
Well, you just said that you didn't ask that a couple of minutes ago. What do you?
No, I'm asking you that now. Do you have intent? Like, okay, I can say if you're fucking off and you're having fun with the radio, that's one thing, and you're making fun of me. You'd say, oh, fuck him. But if you have intent, because otherwise, why don't you should loosen up a little bit? Like, we got a whole other hour to go. Let's have some fun. Let's not. Don't say the F word. Don't say the a-hole word.
Who never? I never said don't say the F word or the a-hole. What are you talking about, bro? What the fuck are you talking about?
Let me. It's an expression.
All right.
You're treating me with kid. You're treating me with kid gloves.
All right.
Like, you could tell I'm drunk. Like, let's be careful with Boone. He's drunk.
No, I'm not,
fine.
dude. And wait a minute. In hour number 1, I went along and we tore it up, dude. I haven't yelled at you, dude. I haven't said a word, dude. What are you talking about, bro?
You've gotten drunk before in your life, right?
Of course, everyone has, right?
Let me ask. All right. So a follow-up question: if you were drunk in hour number 1, what are you in hour number 2?
If I was what in hour number 1? If I was drunk in hour.
If you were drunk.
Yes,
and
then
I'm. Be by hour number 2.
Then I'm probably drunker in hour number 2 because I'm continuing to drink beer.
Exactly.
Wasted, right, yeah, no doubt, dude.
Exactly.
So we're here for hour number 2. We're gonna do the same thing, but with a more drunk Boone in hour number 2.
Right now. Hey, do you want to have a threesome with the fucking Filipino and a fucking Russian?
Wait a minute. The only problem. Wait a minute. The only problem I had is that when we came back from break, the first question out of your mouth was, do you have intentions of fucking me tonight? Hell no, I do not. I'm far from gay, dude. I am straight.
I looked at the clock and I saw it was like 9:13, and I'm like, oh god, I'm this late to get back to hour number 2.
No,
I went on the offensive.
No. I was trying. Wait a minute. I was trying to play some Metallica for these people, for these fine WZR Army listeners during the break, and for the second week in a row, all I heard was choking in the back. I was wondering if you were all right. I thought you were gonna die on me, dude. All I heard was choking. So I brought it back. So I brought it back from the break, and I said, "Let's do it, baby."
Can I interrupt you?
Yeah, hell
You
yeah.
just said I was choking. You just said I was choking for the second week in a row, and I'm looking right now at a DVD. It's actually Meet the Fuckers. I'll read the quote. It says, "The funniest movie of the year, Bill Deal, ABC Radio." Anyways, and it shows De Niro doing the "I'm looking at you" thing. I'm gonna smoke this bowl of resin real quick because you're blaming me of coughing too loud. I might as well get my shit out of it.
You're gonna smoke a bowl of resin? You ain't even got no pop down there. Jesus, dude. Oh my lord. Anyway, so this is what we're gonna try to do in hour number 2. We're gonna get to the high points and the low points. The high points, you get it? Not bad. High points and the low points. You hear me, Boone? Yeah? Listen, I'm telling the people, we're going to get to the...
It's still in there. Hold on. You want to talk about Meet the Fuckers? What are we doing?
No, I was going to say, we're going to get to the high points of Monday Night Raw from last night, dude. And then I put that I came back. Yeah, I know you had to go, dude. You had to go. You had to take a piss. I put the rapid fire segment up. I got the plug out. I put that up for everybody, so everybody went to my Facebook. We've got rapid fire questions, right? We're gonna be taking live phone calls. I don't know how many we're gonna get tonight, dude, with you on here, but we're gonna do rapid fire.
You're worried. You know. Let me just. Like, oh, I'm gonna fuck with the callers, or oh, he's about to say this about this. That means I will say that. If you would just leave it alone, I probably wouldn't even know what you're talking about. Like, you take a caller, I wouldn't even think twice. I'd be like, let's listen to this nerdy fucking retard.
No. This is no. Because I'm being straight up honest. We're honest on here, right? I'm being straight up honest. This isn't Boone that's had a couple of beers, man. This is Boone that's had like a fucking full 12, 18 pack.
No, honestly. I bought a 4-pack this morning. It was the new Natty Daddies.
What time? All right. What time did you start drinking today? I'm not getting into a whole thing. No. I'm not getting. Hey, there was somebody on my Facebook page that said.
I'll answer it honestly. All right. It was like 9:50 a.m.
Oh.
I get up every day at like 6 with the fucking kid. My sister goes to work by 7, and I'm stuck here with the kid by like 7:15.
Oh my God, dude. Jesus.
That's every day. Yeah, and I don't have any furniture, so I wake up laying on a blanket on the floor with the baby screaming, and I get up, they go to work, and I deal with the baby, and I sit here.
All right, I got
For a
something.
whole week.
I got something for you. I got something for you that can maybe help you out with that.
Heroin?
It's me. It's DDP.
Yo, is he on the air?
No, he's not on the air, dude.
I would straight up talk to him. I'd be like, yo, man, because I know he would want to help too. He would listen to my story. If he would have just heard what I just said, I guarantee if he was on the air, he'd be like, dude, bro. And he would talk to me like he would like it was one of those roll your eyes kind of speeches, like, dude, listen, hey, bro, come here. Bro, come here. Let me talk to you for a second. Like he would be like, I've been there, I've done that. Just, bro, come here.
Yeah, but
I can picture that right now.
no, I mean, dude, listen, we're on here, we're having a good time, dude. That's what it's all about, right? We come on here every Tuesday night, we have a good time.
But we also are honest. You've had your problems, right?
I've had my problems, no doubt. Of course, I've had my. I've been very honest.
I'm still dealing with mine, and you guys are hearing it right now.
Oh, that's fine. That's fine, dude. But I don't. I mean, from a friend to a friend, I don't like to see it like this. You know, I don't like to see on live radio.
I love you. I love your audience. I love our audience. And I mean, next week I'll.
Nah, listen. Hey, all right, hey, let's.
Can I say one
Wait a
more
minute.
for the fans listening?
Wait a minute.
You don't watch movies.
We're gonna move on.
I sound
We're gonna
like
move
the guy
on.
that says, yo, I got these cheeseburgers, man. It's from one of the fucking movies. But anyway.
All right, we're gonna move on. We ain't gonna get all down and emotional here, right? We ain't gonna do that. We're gonna move on. We're gonna do it up, dude. We got a live chat room on in progress. WZROnline.com. /chat, WZROnline.com/chat. Matty B will be back to his normal self next week. I promise. You gotta get the cable. You gotta get
fucked up.
You gotta get.
When you wanted to go through your, I'm gonna admit my problem bullshit. I sat here and quietly fed you help when you needed it, right?
Yeah.
And I stayed back when you didn't need it. I'm kind of in that position now, and you're like, yo, what a fucking loser this guy is.
No.
That's kind of what you're doing a little bit.
That's not what I'm doing. I'm gonna call you up after the show goes off the air. To be honest with you, dude, I'm gonna
I
call
hope you do.
I am.
Yeah,
I will.
It seems like exploitation like a motherfucker right now, but anyway.
It's not. It's not at all. I think you're listen, let's get back into Monday night. I'm going to call you up after we go off the air here tonight. I'll call you either tonight or tomorrow. It'll be tonight. If you answer tonight, if you don't answer, I'll call you up tomorrow.
I'm going to answer tonight.
All right.
Because I need help.
All right.
But nobody listens.
All right.
Okay.
All right, buddy. All right. Monday Night Raw from last night, man. We had, God, they opened it up. John Cena came out.
Where were they?
Lafayette. They were in New Orleans.
Louisiana.
Yeah, they were in
Lafayette, Louisiana, right?
Lafayette. How did The Rock say it last night? Actually, Lafayette.
Lafayette is in Louisiana. I know that.
Yeah, it is. They were in New Orleans,
Okay.
New Orleans the night before, and then they were still in, Louisiana. New Orleans for Elimination Chamber, and then Lafayette for Monday Night Raw
How much
last night.
did you have to drink tonight, dude?
What's that?
How much have you had to drink tonight? What was all that? Lafayette.
Oh, man, I can honestly tell you I've got a glass of ice water right here, right now, man. I wish I had some beers, to be honest with you, because it's been, today has been non-stop. Yesterday and today on the sites have been non-stop with news, dude. And then when we go off the air here tonight, I mean, you've got main event tapings, you've got Superstars tapings, SmackDown tapings, you got there's so much work to do every Tuesday night, because
you ain't got to tell me, dude. Believe me, because I've had the money to pay. We'll talk about it, but I've walked to Home Depot, which is about, 3/4 of a mile away, to get on the internet because they have public Wi-Fi. So I'll sit out like a fucking homeless person on their fucking bench on the computer. You know what I mean? And they're like, why don't you just do that every day for work? Like, we can spend this money on another bill, or I'm like, it's easy to say. Like, it's my job. I'm supposed to. All day long, you know what I mean?
I tagged you in a post on Facebook today, and I know you can't see it, and I'm not just saying this on air right now. You know I'm coming down there in about 3 or 4 weeks, right?
Which part of Tampa?
I'll be down in Ocala, near my mother, man. I'm going to my mother's house.
Ocala's right up the road.
Yeah, so I'll be there in 3 or 4 weeks, and I am going to be down there.
Are you driving or flying down here?
I'm flying, but I'm going to get a rent-a-car when I'm down there. So, yeah, I'm going to have a car. I'm going to have a car.
Down here.
No, I'm going to have a rent-a-car.
Down here.
I'm gonna have a rent-a-car, dude. I tagged you in a post, man, earlier today. I know you can't see it.
No. I'm telling you something right now. Yeah, I'm drunk.
Yeah,
But
I'm gonna talk to you. I'm gonna talk to you off
You got
air.
a roommate. If you drive down here, you got a roommate.
All right.
Okay.
Okay, buddy. We'll talk off air. But I am gonna come down for a while, to be honest with you, man. It'll be about 3 or 4 weeks away from now, and I'm gonna come down.
Financially, I make what I make, but I'm just saying, I'd like to room up with somebody who I know is gonna do their half.
We take care of you. We take care of you, brother. So. Monday Night Raw, dude. I mean, the high points and the low points, dude. We had John Cena came out, cut a promo, right? And the idea here throughout the show, right? Cena comes out, right? And he's cutting this promo.
Before you get into any of this, I'm so sorry. When's WrestleMania? How many weeks? Like we had, this is the 5th week away from WrestleMania.
It's on April 7th is WrestleMania, and they did announce on Monday WrestleMania 30 next year is going to be in New Orleans at the Superdome. So that
we still got like 6 Raws. We still got like 6 weeks of TV to build things up, right?
Yeah, you've got a while, dude. I mean, the Elimination Chamber,
this was the beginning, so this was the beginning, and
right.
How did the beginning go? Let me hear it.
All right, the idea here was John Cena comes out, right? And by the way, a graphic aired after Elimination Chamber on Sunday night. A graphic aired that since The Rock had retained the WWE title, it was the last pay-per-view until WrestleMania. Remember, John Cena came out a couple of months ago and said, whoever is WWE champion going into WrestleMania, that's who I'm going to face. So when Elimination Chamber ended on Sunday night, a graphic aired promoting John Cena versus The Rock, WrestleMania 29, MetLife Stadium, right? So we get to Raw, and John Cena comes out and he starts cutting this promo about how he's in a great mood and he's going to WrestleMania 29 and he's going to face The Rock. CM Punk comes out and says, well, wait a minute, you don't deserve a shot at The Rock, da-da-da-da-da. And they go back and forth. And this eventually leads to John Cena against CM Punk. John Cena agrees, even though he had a golden ticket to WrestleMania 29, John Cena agrees that next week on Monday Night Raw, it's going to be CM Punk versus John Cena. Whoever wins
triple threat?
Whoever wins that match is going to go on to face The Rock for the WWE title.
Are we thinking triple threat?
We were thinking it last night a little bit, and then I got to thinking.
I know how you think. I know how Buddy Ryan Clark thinks.
Now wait a minute.
His head.
All right, now wait a minute.
What's going on here?
And you're right. You're absolutely right. Went through my head, and then they set up the match for next week, right? And I'm thinking, well, they could end this. They could end it on a disqualification, and then do the triple threat for the WWE title. It's pretty much never been done. I don't think it's ever been done at WrestleMania, has it? For a WWE title?
Not blatantly, no.
All right. So, anyways, then I got to thinking, The Undertaker, okay, and I'll bring his name up. All right. Now wait a minute. Next week, I'm just thinking, if I was booking, let me say this, if I was booking Raw next Monday night, and maybe I got to thinking, maybe Taker wasn't available last night. Maybe he was doing.
Do we know that?
I want to say Tennessee. Does anybody know in the chat room? Let me know.
We're not East Coast, or we're not West Coast, we're like Midwest. Okay, next week we're Midwest. What's going on?
So I'm thinking maybe Taker wasn't available last night. Maybe he had a prior booking commitment or something like that. So in the process,
it wasn't right yet. It wasn't the right time. Yeah.
So they're in Dallas. They're in Dallas, Texas next week, right? So in the process, I'm thinking, all right. If Taker's not available, let's just go with that. Taker had a previous booking; he wasn't available for Raw last night. So WWE says, all right, we're going to prolong Taker's return for one more week, and in the process, we're going to hype up a big match between CM Punk and John Cena with a huge stipulation. The winner goes on to WrestleMania. If I was booking Raw next Monday night, all right, John Cena versus CM Punk, I go out there. That's the main event of the show. I have John Cena beat CM Punk, all right? And then CM Punk gets on the microphone, and he's pissed that he lost. He's lost to The Rock twice. He's lost to John Cena tonight. And he's proclaiming. No. And he's proclaiming. He's still proclaiming, I'm the best in the world. I'm still the best in the world. It doesn't matter that The Rock beat me twice. It doesn't matter that John Cena beat. I'm still going to WrestleMania. All of a sudden,
can I interrupt you?
All right, no, wait, let me finish. All of a sudden, the lights go out as CM Punk is cutting this promo, and the lights go out, and you hear a gong, and Monday Night Raw goes off the air. Monday Night Raw goes off the air, and everybody's thinking, Oh my
No,
God!
no,
And then
they'll
John
never do
Cena,
that.
and then
They'll never leave you with a hard dick and not get your nuts off.
Why not?
They will make sure
It makes
you bust a nut
it
before
makes
they go
people
there.
tune in the following week to say, "Oh my God!"
don't do
When
that.
Raw ended last week, I heard the gong, and now we know that CM Punk already defeated CM Punk. All right, or Cena already defeated CM Punk. Cena's going on to face The Rock. It takes all the focus off that. The gong hits, and people tune in.
Man.
People tune in the following week because
Exactly.
they know.
You're so passionate about what your point is, and I agree with you. I agree with everything you're saying. But the motivation for them to be excited is not the motivation for you. You're excited because I'm about to make some money. My website's about to blah blah.
No.
This news is about to break. I'm about to have this big story to report about. Blah blah. Like this big thing's going on. Like they're looking at let's just get to the show. They're not looking at how big is the show going to be. Let's just get there.
I don't agree because last night they hyped up a huge match for next week. Why are they doing that? To try to get the Raw rating up. They're trying to get ratings. They're trying to get people tuned in, right?
No,
they're trying. Okay. So yo, boom. Hear me out. All right, so that's what they did this week. That was their plan for this week. Everybody's got to tune in next week to see John Cena versus CM Punk. Who's going to WrestleMania next week? Everybody tunes in. They see that.
Every fan knows that, though. That's why it's a shitty stipulation.
Not every fan.
You're Punk and John Cena both going to be in WrestleMania.
Right. But they don't know who they're going to face. Okay, the smart fans.
Good point.
But the smart fans know that Cena's probably going to go on to face The Rock. They've already aired a graphic. They did it at the Elimination Chamber.
Yeah.
But if the gong hits, everybody tunes in next week to find out what's going to happen.
Undertaker, what's going on. Yeah.
And then everybody's going to tune in the following week because they heard the gong.
Shit, what's going on?
But because they heard the gong. All right, so that's what I'm saying. Do it next week. And maybe that's why Taker didn't return this week.
If they listen to Ryan Clark, business is booming. They're not going to listen to Ryan Clark. Next week's going to come and go, and we're going to come on the air and be like, why didn't they do blah, 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 what you just said.
I agree.
Because you were dead on fucking right. You were 100% right what you just said. That's especially with that kind of storyline, to where it doesn't need a whole lot of explanation. It just needs a, hey, guess what? Remember Undertaker?
Right.
Oh, you do remember him. Guess what? He don't like your mama.
And not only,
fuck you up.
But not only, not only that,
Triple H. That's all we need. The reason for the beef.
Triple H.
You can find any fucking reason you want.
Triple H.
The match is a little slow. That's because he feels like fucking taking the time before he whoops your fucking ass and puts his mouth on your face. You know what I mean?
All right.
But you know what I mean? Like,
all right.
Go ahead.
So Triple H came out just a couple of months ago at the Slammy Awards and teased, you haven't seen the last of the Undertaker. So people are already kind of, if they remember back, people kind of remember back to that. Now that leads us into, we'll get off the Taker subject, all right? And if it happens, it happens, man. If Taker agrees to a match at WrestleMania, they're gonna if he agrees to a match at WrestleMania, and it's not confirmed by any means, but if he agrees, he's got to come back within the next couple of weeks. And the perfect opportunity to do it is you hype a huge match like you did last night for next week, then you have The Undertaker, and maybe he won't appear next week. Maybe you'll just hear the gong, and then the following week he'll come out, then they'll start the build to CM Punk versus The Undertaker. It's the perfect way to do it. Yeah, okay. I would hope so. What are you? Are you an alien? You better talk to me as a human being.
I'm not going to be a jerk off. You're over expanding. Once a year, WrestleMania. Okay?
Yeah.
You're all about business. You're not just some jerk off who's talking about business because we do a radio show. You actually care if wrestling succeeds. So you care when they do the wrong things, when they do the right things, right?
Mm-hmm.
So we're talking business. We're talking casualties. Maybe this happens this year. Maybe that. Let me tell you some things. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
Whatever happens on this year, next year, my man being in WrestleMania is going to be a big deal no matter what his match is, win or lose, whether the storyline is he's leaving and you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
He established that streak to the point where all you need is a justifiable reason to doubt that he won't keep that streak going.
Right.
All you need is one opponent that you could just have one little thing like, he doesn't, CM Punk, he's like a blossom. He blossoms in the summer. You know, his branches come out in the summer. His leaves come out in the summer, blah, blah, blah. But guess what? that one punk of the season where his fucking tree branch is completely honest and the fucking opponent has to hear that shit and respond to it, you know what I mean? That's when it becomes a whole different ballgame. And CM Punk has that pulse where he's like, you know what? We've done this before. We've done a version of what we're doing right now. But can we be creative? Can we go all the fucking way with this thing, especially with Wrestlemania coming up? And that's where Heyman comes in. That's where the Shriek is a perfect ploy to play off of, to have some kind of fucking emotion, you know what I mean? Emotionally based storyline going into this pay-per-view. You understand what I'm saying? So it's like he's seeking that out, but at the same time in his head he's like, well, Brock's only got a year left. Punk doesn't need me after Brock's gone. So pretty much the only involvement I'm gonna have is what can I draw up interest in going into the main WrestleMania match this year. And that's what he's doing with Punk. But I think that's going overlooked. That's my opinion.
Right.
You may disagree.
Let me touch base on one more big segment on Raw last night. Basically, Paul Heyman came out and, you know, he was cutting a promo. He was out there with Vicky Guerrero, and, you know, Vicky Guerrero named Brad Maddox her assistant to the general manager or whatever her job title is. And Vince McMahon popped up on screen, and he said, Paul, next week it's going to be me and you. And keep in mind, Vince McMahon had hip surgery just a couple of weeks ago. All right?
Yeah. He's a fucking nut job. Yeah.
And is still on crutches. So he comes up on screen and he says, Paul Heyman, next week I'm going to see you in that ring. And of course everybody's thinking, all right, it's going to be the Kiss My Ass Club. Of course Vince is going to come out. It's Paul Heyman. Vince gets a hard on. Paul Heyman, former ECW owner. I mean, Vince giggles in his fucking sleep over that, right? So Vince says, nope, I'm going to come out there next week. Me and you, we're going to face off and we're going to have a fight. It's going to be me versus you, Vince McMahon versus Paul Heyman in a fight next week on Raw. Now hold on a minute. If I was booking Raw next week,
so what kind of bullshit? All right, so what's bullshit?
All right,
next week?
if I was booking, okay, Vince McMahon comes out and he slaps Paul Heyman, right? They're face to face, and Vince slaps him, right? And they don't get to an actual fight. Brock Lesnar's music hits, all right? Keep in mind, Vince McMahon had hip surgery. Brock Lesnar's music hits. Brock Lesnar comes out, and they're about to, Brock Lesnar comes out and he sides with Paul Heyman, right? And they're about to just fucking slam Vince McMahon. And then, time to play the game. Time to play the game.
Okay, you're right. God damn it. I didn't think of Triple H.
Yeah, buddy. What do you think of that one?
I didn't think of Triple H.
Yeah?
I'm wrong. Go ahead.
What do you think of that one, man? So Vince McMahon.
You're right. I'm wrong. Go ahead.
All right, so Vince McMahon, he comes out and they act like they're gonna fight. Vince is in his gear, dude, and he's got his muscles out, and they're showing, dude, and they're about to get it on, dude.
You're set up, fuck. You're not a great writer, but you're a good idea.
What do you mean, Vince? What do you think? What do you think? Vince is gonna come out? Vince is okay, right?
Come on, dude.
What do you think? What do you think? Okay. So Vince is gonna walk to the ring for a fight in a suit and tie, right? He's gonna come out with a suit and tie for a fight.
To a fight in a tie at any point. Wait till the fucking commercial break comes and you guys are fighting over something that matters business-wise, and then be like, yo, I'm gonna fuck your ass up, you little old motherfucker, because you don't have no bearings on what we're talking about. You dig?
Yeah, but listen, and that, I mean, would they do that? And that's the reason that where I say, have the gong hit. Don't have the Undertaker return next week, because if you're already having Triple H come back, you don't need Triple H and the Undertaker returning on the same exact show. You don't, man. You hype it up.
Triple H will not get that pop that Undertaker will get. Triple H will get that. What are you about to say, Pop? And then when he starts speaking, if he's not saying the right thing, they'll be like, yawn. You know what I mean? He's got to say the right things for him to matter. Undertaker could just show up, and it'll be like, holy shit. You know what I mean?
I don't think so. I think if they go with what I would book next, and they won't. I mean, they definitely won't. WWE. God, I wish I could book WWE, but I couldn't do it week to week to week to week. But that's the way.
It would be sick.
That's the way that I would book Raw next week. I would have Triple H come out, and then I wouldn't have Taker come out next week because you already got Triple H coming back. Triple H is going to get that monster pop, right? And that's going to be earlier in the show because the main event is going to be John Cena versus CM Punk to see who goes to WrestleMania. So Triple H has already come out. He's already going to get that huge pop. If the Undertaker's gong hits, but he doesn't come out, it's still going to get that pop. And then people are going to tune in the following week because they're going to think, oh my God, Triple H is back. So he's going to be there. They're going to continue. They're going to do something with Triple H and Brock Lesnar the following week. And then we heard the Undertaker's gong hit or the lights went out. So the Undertaker may be coming back the following week. That's the next 3 weeks. That's the next 3 weeks where you could hype up TV and try to pop a bigger rating each week by having somebody return.
People are interested in why are these guys, you know what I mean? Exactly.
Yeah, I mean, that's
what's their beef? We don't understand. We know they don't like each other, but why? You know what I mean? It's that simple of a question. Answering that question equals money.
Right. I would say that one of the two of them, whether it be Triple H, and I'm thinking Triple H. Vince McMahon, he's 2 weeks off hip surgery. I know the guy's a crazy son of a bitch, man. Everybody knows Vince is crazy. But I don't think with even hip surgery, he can't go out there and do a fight with Paul Heyman without a Triple H or somebody coming out and saving him next week. So I would say Triple H, and then maybe a tease for The Undertaker next week if Taker has even agreed to a match at WrestleMania 29. Nobody knows that he has. So that may not even happen. But I would say Triple H returns next week to save Vince McMahon. That sets up the Triple H versus Brock Lesnar program. And then Taker CM Punk, they may tease it next week, but the following week after that, I think we may see Taker on Raw only if he's agreed to a match at WrestleMania 29. All right, here we go. Let's take some live phone calls. It's 518-712-3070, 518-712-3070. Those are the high points and the low points of Raw. I do want to do some of these rapid-fire questions, man. The first one here is from Ranjit Chahal. Velasquez versus Silva. This is for you, Boone. Velasquez versus Silva 2 and Dos Santos versus Overeem. Who do you see winning in both fights? Velasquez versus Silva 2 and Dos Santos versus Overeem.
Dos Santos versus Overeem is an exciting fight because we don't know what's going to happen. We know Dos Santos is a great striker. We know Overeem's a former K1 champion, so he's the best at what they got at kickboxing. But how much does the how much does the steroids factor into that? So we don't know that until we see him fight. The first glimpse we got to see him fight was against Bigfoot, who was the last guy that came to Velasquez destroyed before he won the title back from Dos Santos. And he destroyed again. So it's like, okay, well, this guy is just unbeatable. Nobody's beating Velasquez. So the last chance we've got to see if anybody can beat Velasquez is Dos Santos, is Bigfoot, which we already know because we've seen that fight that he's going to kill Bigfoot. We've already know from Dos Santos because we've seen two fights. One fight he got knocked out with one punch, which was a complete fluke. The other fight was a real fight. What happens in a real fight? And Velasquez domination. So he's at Velasquez is our heavyweight champion until me and you stop caring about UFC. Let's put it that way. He's the new Fedor.
Yeah, I would.
That's my opinion.
Hey,
it'll be years before either one of us say, "Can anybody beat?" He's Fedor.
You know that they're thinking they're thinking about doing Anderson Silva and GSP at the 20th anniversary show at Madison Square Garden. They've
been talking about that. It'll never happen.
And one other thing before we move on to the next rapid fire segment question: Floyd Mayweather today signed with Showtime Boxing. This would be the equivalent of a Rock going to TNA or a GSP going to Bellator or something like that. This is huge. Floyd Mayweather to Showtime. He's going to be the highest paid athlete in the world. It's crazy, man. It is a crazy deal. Caller, you're live.
You're exactly correct because it's a situation where just based on looking at the numbers, you should be like, he's got an unfair deal. He shouldn't make that much money. But if you look at what you're buying him for, you're not buying him for anything other reason than we need to sell pay-per-views. We need a bad guy. We need a good guy.
Well, they announced
guy is so clearly the best bad guy in pay-per-view we're gonna buy this guy.
You know he's
gonna
gonna
be the best bad guy and bad guy, but he's gonna work for us, and then we're gonna try and make our best good guy to
well,
you know,
I
be
mean,
the best
the first fight on Showtime is going to be against a guy named Robert Ghost Guerrero. That's Mayweather's first
That's a
fight.
bad motherfucker.
Yeah,
Wow.
yeah. Caller, you're live on WZR Radio. What's up?
Hey, what's going on, guys?
How you doing, man?
Okay. I don't know what to say about this show tonight.
Sorry.
But no, it's good. But I did want to say, so with The Rock's new title, the WWE title that he showed last night, my question is, let's say he drops it to Punk or Cena, do they get that title then? Because if you notice, he put like Brahma Bulls on the side of it, so if somebody wins it, is that, you know, like, how would that work? Can they take those off, or like, how would that work?
That's a good question. I was going to ask Ryan about that. I was going to say, while covering the play-by-play last night, I noticed that Paul Heyman supposedly came out with Punk holding up the belt and, like, you know, showcasing it and this and that. And I'm thinking in my head while I'm writing it, like, Punk isn't the champion anymore. What belt is Heyman holding up? I don't understand. So they came out with a new Brahma Bull belt, and they're doing all this and that. Is that what's going on?
Yeah, Rock came out to end Monday Night Raw. The Rock, a guy named The Rock in the chat room actually wanted us to touch base on this, but he came out. There was a ceremony last night, basically a celebration. You know, he retained the title at the Elimination Chamber pay-per-view, and you know, he came out and he said, "I've got a brand new title. This spinner belt is stupid. It's crap." You know, he brought up Bruno Sammartino, his good buddy Stone Cold Steve Austin. Bret Hart was another one that he mentioned, and I'm just reading these chat comments. But
did they say anything about me fighting them?
You kicked their ass in 2 seconds. They already know that there. Anyways, so he debuted the new belt last night, and basically, it was the same belt. We put photos up. I think the guy's name is Rick from Orange County Choppers, I believe it is. He put up a belt that he had been working on. And yeah, the motorcycle guy from Orange County Choppers. And it was it's the same belt. And then you can replace the side panels. If you go to WWEshop.com, actually WZROnline.com, I put it up last night too, they've got the photo of the regular belt. And the side panels both say WWE. They have the WWE logo on them, so they're replaceable. So whoever's WWE champion, like if Rock is champion, it's going to have the Brahma Bull. If John Cena's champion, it'll have a logo of Cena, or something like that. You can replace the side panel. So all you need to do is look at the middle part, and when you look at it, I mean, it's got diamonds all over it, and it's got the WWE logo. It's a big belt. It's a much bigger belt than what we're used to. But I like it.
You see the belt, you think it's got diamonds in the center of it, you say, right? So I immediately think, shine bright like a diamond, shine bright like a diamond.
You said, there was a video. I put it up on my Facebook page, dude. I put it up on my page, and there's this news reporter, right? And she's down in New Orleans at Mardi Gras, right? Or whatever it was. And this woman comes up, right? And the lady's trying to, you know, she's on live TV, and this woman comes up and she's drunk as shit. And the woman says, it was right before the Super Bowl, and the woman says, 49ers! I love the 49ers! Hey! She's in the background, she's shit-faced. And the way you just said, diamonds, dude, I want the 49ers to win, dude. It was fucking great, dude.
Right like a diamond? Right like a diamond? I can't listen to it. I'm like, go somewhere else and recap that shit. I just want to punch it.
It was awesome, dude. Caller, you're live on. Hey, what's up, man?
This is Bill calling from the International Adoption Agency.
Bill,
how are you today?
I'm great. How are you?
Bill, are you adopting a baby at 9:45?
Wait a moment. Yes, I do have a moment. What is it? This is an automated.
Your birth mother has just contacted me and would like to meet with you.
This is one of those prank.
It's a machine. Let's hear where it goes. Go ahead.
Yes, my birth mother. What about her? Yes.
What's my birth mother's name, John?
You are not aware that you were adopted at the age of 9 months?
No shit?
No, you little dumb son of a bitch. I wasn't adopted. What's my mother's name?
My records here indicate otherwise.
Well, your records there are fucking stupid records. They're stupid
should talk to your parents first, and then we can discuss how to proceed.
Hey, hold on. Mommy!
They have a lot of explaining to do, don't you think?
Oh, yeah, Mommy's not here. Hey, asshole, where am I from?
Where's he from?
I'm so sorry, but you have to find out this way.
Get the fuck out of here. Caller, you're live on WZR Radio. What's up?
Find out this way. Go ahead.
Caller, you're live. What's up, man?
What's going on, guys? How are you?
I'm great, man. I don't know about my co-host.
Go ahead. Yeah, you guys sound pumped up. That was good.
Yeah, we're always pumped up, dude. Especially when Boone's on another level tonight. I love it. I love it.
I need to puke. Let's hurry up and finish.
What's on your mind?
I haven't seen Boone personally, but I think he will make a great WWE superstar. What you think?
Boone? Boone for a WWE superstar? Oh my God! Well,
he's
first,
right.
Well, wait a minute. Wait. The first thought that comes to my mind is the wellness policy. The wellness policy is number one, dude. We got to work on that. we got to work on that. But yeah, for promos, I mean, you could cut a great promo, no doubt about it.
I'm Paul Heyman 2.0, believe it.
But you can't go out there and cut promos. You suck dick. You fucking asshole. You suck. You suck my dick.
Be a fucking superstar, though, you know.
Yeah, well, of course. I mean, you could be like an old school ECW guy, because your comeback every time would be "suck my dick, you fucking asshole."
I'm almost awake right now. What do we got?
Listen to you, yo. Oh man. Caller, you're live on WZR Radio. What's up?
I just thought I'd get some questions, maybe get some things clear up here. Okay, let's put it this way to start off here. Based on your thoughts, what do you think about Undertaker's health? Not because you got a lot of articles that say totally different things, but not to mention you got a lot of people that say it's possible that he's going to show up at WrestleMania, and people that say the opposite. So I just want to know, what do you think the chances are?
Well,
I'll give my opinion. And you go. What are the chances are was his question. So it's an opinion question. What do you think? I think 50-50. Undertaker will be at some point in WrestleMania.
And then just to answer your question, on the websites, we talked about Taker, just a couple of minutes ago. I don't know if you tuned in late or not.
Yeah.
But
I'm still on the chat right now.
Yeah, no, that's fine. But anyways, the reports that we've put up on the website are that as of just a couple of weeks ago, Taker had not agreed to a match at WrestleMania, and
it's not working. Yeah.
With that being said, if Taker hasn't agreed to a match, he did meet with Vince McMahon, as we put up on the website. He was at a hockey game on a Sunday night. It was 2 weeks ago when they were in Memphis or Nashville, Tennessee. Did meet with Vince. I don't know if a deal was worked out or not. We still don't know up until this point. But I would guess if Taker is going to be at WrestleMania, we've only got a couple of weeks to go.
Exactly. So, we'll see, what I've seen is I've been to basically every site there is, like, PW Insider, Wrestling Inc., E-Wrestling News, WrestleZone. I've been to basically everything, ProWrestling.com. And the thing is, they all pretty much say the same thing, except, PW Insider, they got some things where you can only read some of the stuff for, like, premium stuff.
Right. Like, because they want to take your money. They don't know shit.
Right.
Yeah, we know this guy. We know this guy. They don't know shit.
All right. So the deal on Taker, the honest truth is, we, as of a couple of weeks ago, he had not agreed to a match at WrestleMania. So I mean, I don't know what other sites are reporting, but that's what we've put up on our websites on WZR.
Should I be the resident 300-pound fat redneck that pretends to know everything about it? I mean, should I be that guy?
Yeah, right. Here's
word said, blah, blah, blah. Motherfuckers, you don't know what the fuck you're talking about.
Caller, you're live on WZR Radio. What's up?
Yeah, hello.
Yeah.
I want to know who this is right now.
Spit it out, brother.
Let me ask you a question. Why are you calling my girlfriend in the middle of the night?
Yeah, because your girlfriend likes the way my dick tastes.
Don't make excuses, boy. You tell me who you are.
No. Your girlfriend said, "Hey, Matt, can I suck on your ball sack?" I said, "Baby, my ball bag's waiting." This fucking guy. If he's being serious, hang up on him.
Yo, it's a fucking another one of those fucking switchboards, dude. He's messing with you, bro.
Really?
It wasn't.
No, I'm not taking that.
It was a switchboard, bro.
I was jumping on his shit though. I wasn't falling
Yeah.
for it, right?
We got 9 more minutes, bro. Should I even ask for feedback today? I mean, normally you put a feedback post up on Facebook. We may have a.
I'm with you. I'm a little bit scared of feedback this week because.
No, I got to be honest.
You wouldn't hear, how can you get better? But this week is a guaranteed. Well, it sucked because of this reason, and we got to be like, oh shit, let's not.
No. I'll be straight up honest with you. All right.
Okay.
I'm in the chat room. I'm in the chat room right now, and I don't think in the history of WZR Radio I've seen more LOLs, LMAOs, ROFLs. You know, dude. I mean, these people are loving this, dude. And I listen, man. I don't know, man. Some people are gonna like it. The diehards are probably gonna like it.
Have you ever heard of Howard Stern and the Artie Lang factor? Like, he was such a drug addict, right, Artie Lang?
Yeah.
But the fans, like, they loved him so much that it was almost like they kept it going. You know what I mean? Like, they fed into it. And it's almost like that with me. It's like, no matter how bad I'm supposed to be on this air, it turns out like, oh, you did pretty good this week, man. We had a good show. And I'm like, seriously? Like, I thought I almost puked like halfway through the show. How the fuck did we do good? You know, I don't know my middle name right now, but I guess we did an okay show. Whatever.
Well, Matthew Thomas Boone.
Well, that's my point. That's what I'm saying. I'm looking up at a ceiling fan right now, and I'm like, oh shit, I should be asleep.
Yeah.
I should be sleeping.
No, the best part is when you go back and you listen to the archive, which I'm gonna make you do at some point when you get the internet, or when we
used to do it all the time to get better. I would be like, what do I say? Because I would sound like a cheese ball, and I'd be like, oh, I can fix that. And you would be like, I just can't listen to myself. It would. That was the only. But
all right, listen. We gotta do these quick, man. Rapid fire. All right, I'm gonna take one call and then we gotta fly through these rapid fires because we only have 7 minutes to go. All right, caller, you're live on WZR Radio. What's up?
What's going on, Clark? It's Rego.
How you doing, man? Rygal. What up, brother?
I'm not here. Fuck you, Rygal.
I didn't get to it. What up, Boone?
Rygal? What's on your mind, buddy?
I just wanted to take full credit for that, by the way, getting everybody to laugh. I had to call on that.
Good.
Oh my god, dude. Oh my god. You see what I deal with every Tuesday night, man? It's not every Tuesday night, dude, but
I was gonna say every Tuesday's not fair, but yeah, this is uncomfortable, I'm sure.
It's entertaining. Thanks for the call, Rygal. I hope to see my man Ryga down in New York City sooner than later, man. Maybe for wrestling. I can go to the Friday Ring of Honor show, but I can't go Saturday. I have to. It's so busy at WrestleMania weekend. I want to take the train down to New York City, but I don't know if I can do it, man. All right, so here we go.
It would cost you like half your fucking yearly income to skip WrestleMania to go see Ring of Honor in person.
Brandon Parker, you answered my question, no doubt. Justin Nestor, Ryan, I like a girl. How do I ask her out? Or at least to be friends, and we are not friends. All right, so you like it?
I don't know. Start over. Go ahead.
All right, he likes a girl, and he wants to know how he asked her out, or at least to just be friends, and they're not currently friends now. So he likes the girl, he wants to ask her out, but if he can't ask her out, then he just wants to be friends with her. So tell Justin how he can do this.
Physicality. All you got to do is find an excuse to put your hands on her body. You see what I'm saying? Once you find that reason, just exploit the shit out of it. You know what I mean? Like you put your hand on her shoulder to laugh once. If she accepts that and you don't feel weird doing it, you see how much further you can go. Maybe the back of her neck. Maybe you foot their little side and you laugh and then you touch her again. You know what I'm saying? You figure out what you can get away with. Same as any other broad, only you got some parameters to work around.
I gotta be honest, Justin, I am, this is Love Line. Somebody in the chat said it's Love Line. I gotta be honest, dude, man. I'm a shy guy, man. I have a hard time approaching girls as well. That's why I haven't had a girlfriend in a couple of years, man. But but anyways, I'm a shy guy. I'm a shy guy, and I have the same problem as Justin does. So I feel your pain, brother. And I really don't. I mean, maybe on the next.
Communication will help all that. That's all you need. You need to stop being scared and just they're a pretty formed version of what you want anyway. You know what I mean? Like they're just a well-formed molecule. That's all they are.
All right, Nard Dog JG. Where's the beef? No beef here. No beef here. I know Boone's got 7.5 inches of beef though. If you want that,
I got 7.5 inches of beef. I got 7.5 inches of minute. I can't wait to take a piss. There's all kinds of 7.5s going on right now.
Louis Daw, Ziggler is champion versus Del Rio versus Swagger at Mania. The Swagger and Ziggler history adds to the depth of a story worthy.
Shine bright like a diamond.
49ers. Hey.
That's gonna be stuck in my head all night, whether I talk to you or not. So I might as well.
What the?
Shine bright like a diamond.
All right. So to answer Lewis's question, Ziggler is champion versus Del Rio versus Swagger at Mania. I don't think they're gonna do a three-way. Ziggler may cash in at WrestleMania. I was thinking that though, but he does have, like a caller said a couple of weeks ago, he does have until July to be able to cash in. Brandon Parker, should Boone get in touch with DDP Yoga? We talked about that earlier.
DDP, let's put it this way. I'll put it this way. If DDP and I were like there was back in the time, I'd call him for news stories and shit. If we were a legitimate friendship, yeah, I would call him because he would be the kind of guy that could help. If you knew DDP, honestly, like I've talked to him, you would know like he's not phony. He genuinely. I don't know why, because I can't like if I'm on my own selfish brain. Mm-hmm. Like if somebody else is fucked up, I'm like, oh, that sucks. I wish I could help him.
Can I
can't help him, if I can't help him in 2 seconds, it's like sorry about your luck. But DDP's like, how can I help this guy? Oh, I gotta like really invest to help him. Like, all right, let's start invest.
Can I tell you something? I talked to DDP through email. I don't have his phone number, but I talked to him through email. Sent a press release earlier today, so I do have his email. I don't know. But
tell him I need help. I'll go through it. We'll do it for the radio.
All right.
Anything he tells me to do, I'll come on the radio. I'll tell you what he's got me doing. I'll tell you how it's working, and we'll do updates like that. Just get him on me, and then I'll keep the fans updated.
I gotta keep you for 5 more minutes tonight, dude. You can go take a piss while I do these rapid fire segments, but you gotta come back for 5 minutes.
This really bad.
All right.
You're coming with me.
All right. Well, you go.
Right.
You go.
Oh,
you
wow.
You
I
can.
should be asleep.
No, we don't want to. We don't want to. Hey,
hold on, here we go.
No, put the phone down. No one wants to hear you piss. Nobody wants to hear you.
Okay, hold on.
Oh.
Somebody's in the bathroom.
Will you put the phone down? No one wants to hear you piss. We don't want to hear you piss.
Well, no, there's nowhere to piss. There's somebody in the bathroom.
No, I'm not. I'm saying put the phone down while you go piss. Nobody wants to hear you piss on live radio.
I don't know when I'm going to be able to piss. There's somebody in the bathroom. All right. I'll put the phone down. Hold on.
All right.
Have fun. I'll be back in 20 minutes if you're still there.
Okay. What a fucking douchebag. Justin Nesser. Thoughts on Shane McMahon's new look? You're leaving for 6 months. No more living in New York. And go live on a webcam with Matt Boone when you're in Florida. Yeah, I am going to go down to Florida. We're going to help him out, man. So we're going to take care of that. And then Shane McMahon's new look. Man, he looks old, doesn't he? We put that photo up on WZROnline.com a couple of days ago. Man, does he look old. I know he's got that You On Demand. Somebody brought up a good point on Facebook. He's got that You On Demand channel where it's based out of China. And if you know anything about China, as far as like internet content is concerned, I mean, they ban things left and right, and it's probably a lot of stress, man, trying to deal with the Chinese government and everything else for his project. So I'm guessing it's I mean, he looked good physically. He looked good. He looked like he was in shape. He looked like he was pretty jacked. It was just the hair where it looked, I don't know, just disheveled, just it looked weird on him, but definitely going great. Brad Fastusha, do you think this WrestleMania is one of the most predictable ones in years? Is that necessarily a bad thing? I gotta be honest with you, man. I don't like the way the WrestleMania card is shaping up. I mean, we're gonna have Triple H versus Brock Lesnar. We already saw that at last year. Rock versus Cena probably. We already saw that. Taker versus Punk will be intriguing. Daniel Bryan versus Kane if they go that route as well. But other than that. Yeah, but other than that, man, I agree with you, man. WrestleMania 29 does not look all that good this year.
It doesn't feel like a WrestleMania, right? Like, it doesn't feel like, oh, okay, this is special this year because of this. Like, it's like, this is special this year because Rock, but it's not that special, you know what I mean?
Boone's back, everyone!
Okay, I'm not having fuck off.
I'm fucking with you. No, you're right, dude. It doesn't feel special. I was just saying, man.
Yeah, it's like, okay, we got SummerSlam twice this year. Like, SummerSlam's important because Rock's gonna be on it, or Survivor Series, or whatever the fuck, Royal Rumble. Times two. You know what I mean? Like, it's not like, this important, this pay-per-view's important for this reason. It's like, this pay-per-view's important because it's the one before Mania. That's it.
Yeah.
It's not like, well, we need to watch this to see what happens. It's like, we need to watch this because Mania's next, and that's it. That's it.
All right, quick, bro. Joseph Ricardo, hasn't Jericho won a match? Jericho hasn't won a match since he's returned to WWE? Really? I don't think that's the case. Jericho hasn't won a match since he's returned to WWE. I don't know about that, man. I'd have to go back and check. Yeah, he's won some matches, dude. Steven man, I'm sorry. Steven Gravavac. Do you think the Ultimate Warrior will get into the WWE Hall of Fame? Who cares? Your second comment. P.S. I'm a Buffalo Bills fan. That's what I'm talking about, brother. What do you think of the Bills hiring Doug Marrone as their head coach? We'll see, man. I think that's the guy out of Syracuse, right? He's coming over from Syracuse.
Well, he got your attention real quick with that shit. I don't even know who the fuck those guys are.
How about Warrior into the Hall of Fame, though? Probably at some point. Yeah? No?
At some point before we die, yeah, absolutely. It'll happen.
Ryan Choptaw, besides Pacquiao, do you think there is anyone that is a serious contender to beat Mayweather? No. Mayweather's best in the world.
That's a great question. That's a fucking phdaphenomenal question because I haven't looked at the landscape of boxing, but the only guys I could think of back in the Pacquiao days was like who would be a good foil for him as a boxer? Like who could avoid getting hit and the science of boxing? Who could not get hit and hit you and score more points than you? And I said, well, Pacquiao could fight any rules he wants. He's never going to outbox Mayweather. Mayweather's going to win 12 rounds against him no matter what rules they set. He's going to avoid getting hit, and he's going to hit him more than he hits him. That's boxing. And nobody can stop Mayweather from doing that. The problem is, everybody agrees with me now because everybody's seen Pacquiao.
I'm listening. No, I'm just saying. If you want to go for an hour more, we can go for an hour more.
No. I was just saying. My last point was like Pacquiao. Nobody thinks he's invincible anymore. Anybody who thought he was invincible has watched him since they thought he was invincible and have realized, he's just another fucking really good Spanish boxer. Right. He's not Mayweather.
Yeah.
He's not fucking Michael Jordan. He's not Muhammad Ali. He's a really good boxer.
Hey, you know that Michael Jordan just turned 50 years old on Sunday, and he's thinking about making a return. And he's thinking about making a return. I'm not joking, man.
He's not. If he comes back, he's fucking stupid. Let it.
Dude, he just beat what's his name, man, in a one-on-one, dude. A top NBA player, man. He just beat him in a one-on-one, dude.
Who?
Jordan did.
Who?
Michael Jordan beat a top NBA player.
Who?
I'm trying to think of the name, dude.
I don't know what the fuck you're talking about. I mean, even if he did, so what? That's one-on-one. That's not team. You know what I mean? Like, let him. Michael Kidd Gilchrist, man. He beat him one-on-one. That's a top NBA player, bro. I've never heard of that guy. Fuck that. Let Jordan play one more year. If he sucks, stop letting him play. Period.
Lewis Daw, do you think Al Snow looks a bit like a plumber? I do. He does.
Al Snow is a bigger deal than people realize, especially with that mixed martial arts pro wrestling connection. Like, he was the guy that, like, what was it? Dan Severn or Ken Shamrock? I forget which who. I think it was Dan Severn. They're training for their first UFC fight ever in, like, 95, 96. And the only thing they knew was, all right, I'll wear one boxing glove and try and throw punches with this one boxing glove because I can hit hard with my hand without breaking my hand. And the other hand, I'll try and take you down with. So they had Al Snow who was a really good amateur wrestler, shoot in on him and try and take him down without getting punched with the one boxing glove. That's how Dan Severn trained for the initial UFC. That's how bad of a motherfucker Al Snow is. Like, he was the trainer of the champion of the, you know what I mean? Like, it was the early days where people were like, it's easy to look back on it now and be like, oh, he choked him out, this and that. It's easy to look back and be like, oh, well, he out-muscled him, that's why he won. You know what I mean? Back in the day, nobody knew why they were winning. They were, like, trying to figure out what was...
I'm a fucking dickhead. I'm a dickhead, dude. I'm sorry, man.
One, obviously, I didn't know that was coming.
I'm sorry.
That was like really great music. We could have used that a trillion times on the show. I never used it before, but okay.
I'm sorry, bro.
I would have gladly paused if I knew it was coming. Oh shit!
No, I mean it played for like 30 seconds, and you just kept talking and talking and talking and talking. Oh man! All right, Luis Rodriguez says Ryback Orton.
Give him a rinky dinky dink. Give him a rinky doo. I love you.
Is Ryback Orton and Chris Jericho heel turn happening? Ryback was interesting, man. At Elimination Chamber, after the match with the Shield was over, he walked out. It was kind of weird the way he did it, but it doesn't look like they're not going to turn them all heel at once. You know, you're not gonna have Ryback, Orton, and Jericho all at one time turn heels.
Well, we got Wrestlemania, and we got like one pay-per-view. Like, so I would say it would be pretty interesting to watch Raw the next night or two, or next Monday night or two, and see what they do, because we only got too many weeks before they're doing what they're gonna do with a guy like Brodus Clay for WrestleMania, a guy like Ten Guy for WrestleMania, et cetera, et cetera. Like, they've only got so much time to do something with those guys. Either they're gonna do something with them this year, or they're not. And we should be able to tell that based on what they do with the WrestleMania plans.
Jesse Young, will the Shield have a match at WrestleMania? Yeah, they're gonna definitely be featured. I mean, they're getting pushed to the moon. Brandon and Scott Brown, do you think Undertaker and Punk will actually happen? I think it will, man. I think we're gonna see the tease next week. I think Boone agrees with that.
It's a really fucking great storyline. I don't know why they wouldn't do it. Like, now that we've been talking about it, I've been thinking about it more than usual, and I'm like, you know what? It's just fucking great. Like, there's a lot of storylines. You'll look at it and you'll be like, you know, there's a hole in the storyline. Like, you could, you know, like, this doesn't make sense, or that doesn't make. With Punk and Undertaker, everything adds up. It all makes perfect sense. It all works, and it's a great storyline. I don't see why they don't do it, because they should do it.
Ryan Ennis, let's make a Google Hangout and record a WZR Harlem Shake. No, dude, no, I can't stand that. I think it's so stupid. Vincent Nugent, how about a WZR Radio Gangnam Style? No, even worse, dude. Acer, come on, brother. Coulter, Cool Dip, man, a few weeks ago I asked about a Punk versus Cena versus Rock match at Mania. You said no chance, you fucking mentally handicapped idiot. You said not a chance, you fucking mentally handicapped. I don't think I called you.
Can I give you an example of what I'm doing? Okay.
I don't think I called you a mentally handicapped idiot, but I still.
Not me. I'm just an example of what I'm dealing with. The show should be over. I think
what do I think?
Somebody walks in with a 4-pack of beer, right? Without saying a word, I knew all this. Okay, no words were exchanged. I could tell. Okay, they want a beer. That's why they're bringing the 2 left that are in the 4-pack to me. So they bring the 2 left of their 4-pack to me, they hand me one, I grab it, and they yank it. I'm like, alright, so they got the other one. And they look at me with this eye like, can I have this? And I'm like, yeah, go ahead. The second they walk out the door, that's what I'm dealing with. So,
alright, so anyways,
I'm saying.
I know, I hear you, bro. I'm coming, dude, I'll be there in a couple of weeks. I'm going to call you after the show
God,
goes off.
Man, get me out of here, dude. I'm coming with you. We're going back to New York. Let's go.
Alright, brother. I actually, that works out.
It would take me all of 12 seconds to pack, so let's rock and roll.
Alright. I can do that too, by the way. But I'll talk to you about that later.
Well,
so anyways, he says, I'm gonna take care of you, brother. Don't worry about it. We're gonna come down, we're gonna get you, man. We're gonna bring you back up here.
We'll do a video show every week instead of an audio. Let's do that.
You got it, brother. You got it. So what do we think about the Punk versus Cena versus Rock rematch? Nah, man. I mean, they're teasing it like they did last week, but I still don't think it's gonna happen, man. And you're not a fucking, you're not a.
WrestleMania. It's got to be yeah.
And you're not a mentally handicapped idiot, dude. I don't know. Maybe it was.
No.
I don't know. Anyways, Lee Pierce, do you think ECW would still be around today if Paul Heyman had a better business brain like Vince McMahon? It was money issues. It was money issues. You know, there were a lot of.
It wouldn't have lasted this long. Like, okay. If he would have had the right business mind, there was an attitude era in the 90s where he could have made his business model work with the way he was choosing to promote his business. There was two ways. Like, you could promote it this way or that way. He promoted it the mad scientist way, which was a really big gamble, but that could have paid off.
I'm fucking with you.
It would have never paid off in a ratings television wise. Let's sell merchandise, but it would have paid off in the sense that fans would have felt satisfaction. But they could never keep that going because they couldn't stay on TV. They couldn't keep the storylines the way they were doing them because of the network. Like, it was just all these extra hands were coming into the pie, fucking the initial thing up. And when he saw WWE doing that and he saw the financial aspect, he was like, well, let's just make a couple bucks off this. Let's just, you know, if we're not going to get to do what we've been trying to do out of our heart and soul all these years, let's just make some money and, like, you know, do whatever the fuck they say. You know what I mean? I think that's what it became.
It was the very end. It was the very end of the theme. You know what I'm saying?
I can tell you're playing music, but I don't know what it is. That's what I don't get the joke. I don't know what that was. I heard.
You know how when you're done and it runs out of time. You know what I mean? Well, you were done speaking, so it went. No, you were done speaking, so it went dun. Dun, 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 dun.
You let me babble a little while longer. Thank you.
I told you like 4 times. I'm trying to get off air here, bro. I'm trying to get everybody's rapid fire question, but you just keep prolonging it. We're 12 minutes after. I know you want to get out of here, right? You want to leave, so just be like, yes, no, yes.
You want to go early? Let's go. Let's get out of here.
Oh no,
I'm having fun.
I'm
having fun.
I'm having fun too, dude. So let's get. I just want to answer everybody's rapid fire because if we don't, you know they're gonna come on after and say, well, what the fuck? You never answered my rapid fires. So I'm trying to do them. I won't play it again. Everybody, it's funny, dude. Come on. What are you mad? Are you mad now? Come on, bro.
No, this is in your head. I'm asking for the next question.
All right, Christopher Brown. Some friends and I were debating this while watching EC Dub. Or EC. But if WWE Creative was stupid enough to try evolving the Shield into another NWO-style group by adding a 4th member, who would it be and why?
That's a good question.
It is.
Okay, the presentation that they're using right now, I wouldn't say alter that in any way. I'd say the way they're presenting the group, the Shield, is perfect.
Everybody in the hold on.
When they want to talk, they buy time, and it's black and white, so it's bought time.
Mm-hmm.
Just like the NWO, everything that made the NWO work, they're using that to make them work, only they're using it even more so. Like, who are these guys? What is their, you know what I mean? Like, we don't know these things. Like, we don't know what their goal is. We don't know what their ambition is. It's perfect.
Everybody in the chat room says Chris Hero.
If you cycle into a storyline like you're talking about, where like, well, what's their goal? It kind of becomes, well, okay, what are they doing? Like, every time you hear their music, or every time you know, like, okay, what are they gonna do and why?
Right.
And that shouldn't be going through your head. It should be like, yo, this guy's a fucking rebel and he's fucking killing everybody and wonder what's going on here. You know what I mean? It shouldn't even cross your mind.
Yeah. Let's see here. I mean, everybody in the chat room is saying Chris Hero for another member of. I mean, I used to watch him in Ring of Honor. I would say that would be
Chris Hero. I know who that is, and I don't want to talk about him. Let's talk about somebody that's worth talking about.
Okay. Justin Nesser. I am reading that some people do lick girls' assholes. It gives the girl a good feeling. You need to do it, bro. No, dude. We
about slamming a girl in the ass?
Like slamming? No, he's talking about licking.
Oh, tongue.
Yeah, yeah.
Like eating ass?
Like eating ass.
Oh, have you ever done that?
Fuck no.
No, me neither. That's not my thing. Okay, so wow, this guy likes it, man. All right, well, go eat your girl, man. Let me tell you, what the fuck? Do your thing.
Do whatever floats your boat, dude.
Make you happy, God bless.
Vince McMahon and Pat Patterson got a foot fetish, so why not, dude? If you like to eat assholes, go fucking eat assholes.
So do I. As I'm saying, I'm not eating no one's asshole, so what the fuck? If it make you happy, God bless.
All right, Vincent Nugent, Ace, what's up, man, guys? Your thoughts on the UFC on Fuel TV 7 card plus the upcoming? Man, I would have to get the card up. Let's talk about that next week. Ronda Rousey or Liz Carmouche?
No. There was a free fight that happened on Fuel this past weekend.
I don't get Fuel TV here. I get FX, but I don't get
either.
Fuel.
I don't get anything. So, but I knew about it. Shame on you for not knowing. But because like I've got the same means information as you have, and I know about it. But they had a UFC on Fuel 7. It was who the fuck was it? It was It was Dustin Poirier versus the Korean Zombie, I think, and the main event was I forgot the weight fight. Who the fuck was it? Somebody fighting Jose Aldo. It was definitely a show you could skip. Let's put it that way.
Yeah, I skipped it. I just don't get. I didn't even get a stream of it either, man, because I just don't get.
I haven't seen it yet either, and I'm sure if I downloaded it I could, but I didn't care enough. It was Dustin Poirier versus Korean Zombie. It was one other featherweight fight that you're supposed to care about.
Who cares? Who cares? Do you have Rousey or Carmouche?
Obviously Rousey, Rousey, it'll be first round armbar. That's how that fight's gonna happen.
Tyler Patey, can you build a wrestling roster like a NBA team for TNA Wrestling? We can, but not tonight. We don't have enough time for that, man. Brandon Scott Brown.
We could. No, we couldn't. Not one that would be the top end. Like if the NBA was its own sport and there was no other team to compete against it, you know what I mean? Yeah. We could build an NWA team that no other team would beat, but we couldn't build an NWA team that every other team.
Brandon Scott Brown, when do you think Bray Wyatt will debut, formerly known as Husky Harris on NXT? You know, he was scheduled, he sent out a tweet, man, that he was scheduled to fly to Raw on Monday night, and then he said they basically canceled this flight, and he never wound up going. And what do we think of the new WWE title? I like it, man. The side belts can be replaced, like we said earlier, so.
The little plates, they can be changed. It's all a matter of what's the initial impression you get from the belt. I get that. I was just saying, I think it's time for a change. But anyways, talking about the non-title guys, like you just said, it's almost like, well, how much of a contender will they be and blah, 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 blah. But it's like, we're not even thinking logically in that. Like they should not be a contender. Like, for months, they shouldn't be a contender. Not because, they haven't had big fights, because they haven't fought on a big stage. They're like, who the fuck they are. They can't be a big contender if you don't know who they are. You know what I mean? You can't force it.
Right. One more here.
By the way, cheer for this guy. He's a big star. You know, yell for him when he comes out. Like, no. You either know him and you get excited about him or you don't. And people don't get excited about some of the guys we talk about.
Tommy Hunter, the last one. What are the chances of getting Undertaker versus Brock at WrestleMania? Not going to happen this year. Maybe next year, though. I mean,
same, too.
Yeah, Undertaker versus CM Punk if he agrees to a match, and Brock Lesnar versus Triple H rematch. So that is it, man.
Brock is officially re-signed. We can say that comfortably, right? Like, he'll be around for at least one or two more programs after Triple H.
Right, new 2-year contract with WWE for multi-millions of dollars. So
we'll probably get that Undertaker storyline at some point, maybe next year.
Yeah, maybe next year. Boone, my brother, it has been fun tonight.
Believe me, I do apologize.
You ain't got to apologize for nothing, dude. I put the feedback post up. It's on Facebook.com/Ryan
Clark. I'm apologizing to the fans. They can all leave their feedback and tell me how much I need to apologize by going to Facebook.com/Ryan Clark WZR. Once you get there, the top post will ask you for your feedback. Listen to this shit. Holy shit. In my throat. Facebook.com/Ryan Clark WZR. Once you get there, top post, ask you for your Facebook comments and questions. If you thought we were good tonight, you tell us why. We'll do more of it. You thought we were bad, believe me, I don't blame you. We probably were. You tell us why, we'll do less of it. This is how we get better. Facebook.com/Ryan Clark WZR. Go ahead, baby.
And right before we go, I just want to give you some chat feedback.
Go ahead with it.
Here we go.
No, I'm sorry. And I have no excuse.
Here we go.
Everything I'm about to hear. I deserve everything I'm about to hear. Go ahead.
Here we go. We start with. Hold on a minute. The Rock. Best show ever. Dave 90, best show ever. Yipster 16, Boone was hilarious. England 13, best show ever. Robbie Crazy Killer, bravo you two. Flame Style, this is one of the funniest WZR shows. The Rock, we love you, Boone. Apex Predator, great show as always. Yipster16, I love you, Boone. The Rock, good job, Clark. WZR Rebel, best WZR ever. Dave 90, Boone, you don't have anything. You don't have anything to be sorry for. Yipster, love you too. Love you too, Ryan. The Army loves you, Boone, from Robbie. Steve, I love you. There is not one negative comment in this entire chat.
They should all be talking about how much of a piece of shit I was, because guess what? They'd be right.
And then we'll leave it with this. Vaderman86, Boone, please get sober. Wah, 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 wah. For Matt Boone.
That's me.
This is Ryan Clark.
Hey, that's him.
Saying see you next Tuesday night, 8 to 10 Eastern Time on WZROnline.com.